recently my girl took me to a street fair, right? They close off the block, right? They close off the block. There's like shawarma. There's like shit made out of buttons, right? People with no teeth are making keychains, you know? It's a typical girlfriend idea. It sucks, and it's gonna take all Saturday, right? I literally walked like 2-3 tables away, and there's this lady standing there with this big table and nothing but muffins, right? She's got this big stupid, look at the muffins I made, look in her face. And the second I saw that shit, that part of my brain was just like, dude, what would happen if you just came up and just said, hey, lady, are these your muffins? Oh, yeah? I just started going fucking wham, wham, bam, 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 bam. Like, how many of these muffins could I mush before anybody did anything? I mean, realistically, I think I could have got the whole table. Because even if you saw me doing that shit, it would take at least 5 to 6 seconds to process. Like, did they say you could do that? Is it like a game? Do you eat the muffin off your fist? That just seems like a waste of pastry. You know? Dude, there's no security and shit like that. There's no dude standing there. He's mushing the muffins. Okay, I'm on it. Sir, we're gonna have to ask you to leave. So I just started thinking of the horrified, fucked up look in this lady's face as I started slamming these muffins. And out of nowhere, I just started laughing like a maniac. I'm like slumped over this fried dough cart. I'm dying. My girl looks at me and she's like, what the hell are you laughing at? And like an idiot, I actually tried to explain this fucked up thought to her. Like she was gonna get it on some level, right? I'm just sitting there like, I was just thinking, what if I started punching the muffins? You know what I mean? I just started punching him. And she's just looking at me like, why do I go out with you? All right, I'm out of time. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much. Very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Bill Burr, round of applause for Bill, man. Great.
Did you guys see the beatdown at McDonald's where that dude was standing there and these two ladies came into the McDonald's? It's the one right down there on, you get off the West 4th Street E-Train, right there down in the Village. You know, 2 blocks over, Joe's Pizza. That's a good slice of pizza. Right as you come out of there, Spike Lee's probably filming people playing basketball and handball, going, yo, this is New York City. Right? I trashed him on Twitter yesterday. He was talking shit about my Boston Celtics. You know, so I said something, but I kept it funny, hoping that he would still put me in one of his movies, you know, and I could either play a complete nerdy white guy who doesn't understand black people or an over-the-top racist. Anyways, I don't give a fuck. Get me in a movie. I'll do it. So anyways, at McDonald's down there. So these two ladies, they walk into the McDonald's, okay, and they try and buy a goddamn Big Mac and a Happy Meal, and they throw a $50 bill on the counter. Right there. Major red flag. Who the fuck pays for McDonald's with a $50 bill? Who even has $50 and is going to go into McDonald's? Nobody. There's not been a $50 bill in McDonald's since they started that fucking place. So these ladies try to pass this 50, and the guy behind the counter, he starts looking at the 50, and he's like, excuse me, ladies, I don't think that this is real. So they go, listen, motherfucker, you better give us a goddamn fish fillet and whatever, quarter pounder with cheese, and give us our fucking change, or we're going to fuck you up. And he said, I don't think so. And then this girl just hauls off and slaps the guy. Slaps him, and then the other one, and then she climbs up over the counter. Now the other one just starts just really slowly just walking around the counter like, well, I guess we got to fuck this guy up. This is what we do. And the guy backs up into the fryer-later area, and I don't know where the fuck he found this goddamn lead pipe. It was like a cartoon, you know, like in the cartoons when Bugs Bunny would just sort of, you know, he'd be standing sideways. You'd just have a side view, and he'd have a problem, and he would just turn to the blind side, and all of a sudden he'd have a giant hammer, and he'd hit Elmer Fudd over the head, and you'd be like, where the fuck did that come from? Was that leaning up against his right rabbit leg, and I didn't see it? How did Elmer Fudd not fucking see it? Huh? With that gigantic head of his. How did he not view that as a threat? This guy did the real-life version of that. He was backing up, and he was next to some French fries, and next thing you know, he's got this lead pipe. Oh, and he just fucking starts wearing these girls out with it. Bam, bam, bam. I got to give it up to those girls. They took a good 3-4 each, and then they disappeared under the counter, and he just keeps fucking hitting them. Bam, bam, bam. And this lady's going, stop it, stop it, stop it. And he just keeps fucking going. Like this bitch is screaming. It's like those little doggy toys. You know those little doggy toys that squeak, that you know, they make those little noises? You know why dogs get so excited? Because it sounds like a fucking animal dying. And it taps into their wild animal side. So this bitch is thinking she's helping shit. She should have been like, excuse me, is that something you really want to do? Instead, she's going, stop it! Stop it! And this guy's, he won't stop hitting him. Will not stop fucking hitting him. All right? So, you know how this shit works. Fucking two ladies attack a guy. Doesn't make a difference. They can sit there and slap you around like you're a fucking cartoon. You're supposed to be like, they're women. I need to respect them. This guy said, fuck that. Fuck that. And like Bugs Bunny turned to the side, and there was this magic lead pipe, and he fucking kicked the shit out of both of them. So, of course, he gets arrested for assault. And I got to admit, I was totally supporting what he was doing through the first 37 hits. It's the last 19 that I'm just like, all right, okay. Neil was saying he actually was like that dude in Drive when he stomped that guy's head in the elevator. He kind of went to that level. But at the end of the day, I'm like, well, that's why you don't go around slapping people in the fucking face, because they might have gone to magician school and they know how to magically have a fucking goddamn lead pipe out of nowhere. All right, so this guy's going to trial, and I'm thinking there's no fucking way. Then you find out this dude actually has a record. This guy went to jail for manslaughter. All right? And he got out. And there's only two places that you can get a job after you've gone to jail for manslaughter. You can either get into show business or you can work at McDonald's. All right? You can't get a job at fucking Macy's. There is a glass ceiling. When you go to jail for fucking manslaughter, that's it. Unless your dad owns a company, you can get into sales. You can sell somebody a fucking piece of shit car, but you're not selling a Mercedes. You're going to be at Sam's Hot Car Lot down the street, right? Reservoir Dogs, anybody? That's why right there, okay, before I even continue talking about this story, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't walk around slapping perfect strangers in the face. It's because you don't know their backstory. You don't know what they've done. You don't know what they're capable of doing. This is a guy who already took somebody's life, and you're looking at him like, oh, hey, what's up there, Mick French Fry guy? Take this 50 or I'm going to slap the shit out of you, and you don't realize that this guy has been in fucking prison. All right? He probably knows how to turn that piece of paper with Ulysses S. Grant, turn that into a fucking shank somehow. He figured out how to fucking do it. You know what I mean? So, these two ladies get an unbelievable life lesson in why you can't walk around acting like you're some action hero in real life. So anyway, so it goes to trial, and I can't fucking believe it. I'm like, there's no way this guy's not getting convicted. He's a guy, he beat down two women with a fucking pipe. He went above and beyond with this shit, and he has a record. It's fucking over. Right? It's over. He's not rich. You know? It's over. This guy is going to jail. I can't fucking believe it. He got off. The guy got acquitted. So for once on the podcast, I'm actually happy. And I can tell you this, if they convicted him of a lesser charge because he just kept hitting them, I wouldn't have been mad because I would have been like, dude, they were down. They were fucking down, and they were down, and then they were part of the tile, and you were still fucking hitting them. We have this clip, by the way, on the MM podcast page has now been turned over. The new fan page is just BillBurr.com. You just go to my podcast page. And anyways, we'll have the video up there and all that shit. So anyway, he got off, and they charged the women with shit, and I don't think that they're getting off. They'll probably get lesser because they're women. You know what I mean? And that's just, women always get less time, it seems. You know? Because at the end of the day, the judge thinks, well, maybe if I give them a little less time, they'll come over here and blow me under my robe. I don't know what the deal is.
Hey, have you guys seen this YouTube video? My name is John Dacre. You got to watch this thing. I apologize because it's going to be in your fucking head for the rest of time. I'll post the video to my Twitter account. He's singing Amore, and he can't remember how to sing. Listen.
That's amore. What? It's amore. Bells will ring, ting-a-ling-ling, ting-a-ling-ling, and the bell ring, more.
I can't stop watching this guy. This guy, I swear to God, I think it's his first TV gig. Somebody was sick, I think they say at the beginning, so this guy fills in, and if you look at him, he's literally having an outer-body experience. So it's so funny to me because I can relate to this person, because the first time I did stand-up, I felt like I was watching myself. I fucked everything up. And this guy, just the way he says his name, it's almost, he says like, my name is John Dacre. It's like he was outside. I think that might be my favorite part of the video is when this fucking guy just, the way he says his own name. He didn't say, my name's John Dacre. He goes, my name's John Dacre. I did it right the first time, and I just fucked it up. You got to hear this. You got to hear this fucking guy. He says he's singing all these Jesus songs. Hang on.
My name is John Dacre.
That's the funniest shit ever. My name's John Dacre. It's like he's watching his life. Like he already died. And then he came back and he just got to, like first time he ever realized, my name is John Dacre. That's my fucking name, and this is my life, and I'm on TV, and I'm going to sing this song. This is what I did with my life. And you look at the guy, fucking poor bastard. Anyways, it's Daker. If you're just listening now and you want to fucking watch it at work. Oh my God, listen to him sing Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Sons of men and angels say hallelujah. To your voice in triumph's high, hallelujah.
Fucking guy. Oh, damn it for the grace of God. This fucking guy would be the most interesting interview ever. Just like, he's one of the most fascinating people I've ever seen. Like, what is going on in between those fucking ears right now? I think if you could make a show about his fucking thoughts, you know, all these fucking movies. Oh, it's, yeah, you know, they show the movie, but it's done in reverse, and then they try to fucking flip you out. Nothing Pink Floyd could ever fucking write can match what's going on in this guy's head. Highly recommended. All right, let's read some a little bit of advertising here. Bells will ring, ring-a-ding-a-ding, that's amore. Where the fuck is the goddamn... My name is John Dacre. All right, Captain America, everybody. Hey, Billy Bruce Banner. I don't imagine you're spending your free time reading comic books. Yeah, I can't get into them. I really like the way they're drawn, though. And I also, like, the superheroes always have, like, they have, like, the hottest girlfriends. At least the ones that I read. Spider-Man's girlfriend was fucking ridiculous. Jesus Christ, the fucking titties, ass, and legs. I mean, she was fucking amazing. Beautiful, beautiful goddamn woman. That's why I don't like the movies, you know what I mean? Because nowadays, they got to make sure they can't go too fucking pretty now, or else all the fatties get fucking upset. Yeah, that's an impossible image. Go to the fucking gym. Do I fucking cry when Brad Pitt takes his shirt off? Maybe I do, but I don't tweet about it. All right, I don't imagine you spending your free time reading comic books, Bill, but I thought I'd share some news with you, man. It was revealed months back. The Captain America was actually a Hydra spy all these years. Hydra is basically the Nazis. What? All right, it was assumed that they would write it in that he wasn't actually a spy this whole time, but was pretending to be. Well, this month they decided to make it so that Captain America is and has always been a bad guy. The story elements they are adding are trash, so it's not even a cool twist. Is there anything better? Is there anything better than the pissed off comic book reader with the direction they're taking the story? You like that fucking Dolores Claiborne, whatever the fucking name is, Misery, whatever the hell her name was. This isn't how it should end. What else are they supposed to do? He's been a good guy for 100 fucking years, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you fucking comic. Am I even gonna read the rest of this? You guys have, out of respect, I'll read the last few sentences here. He goes, "I'm not a staunch Republican." Where the fuck did my screen go? "I'm not a staunch Republican or a wild Southerner. I'm just a guy who is tired of this self-hating trend. What's with people hating traditions so much that they can't stand a hero just being a hero?" Oh, I see. You went in a different direction. This is good why I read it. Okay. "I think you'd like some of the newer comic titles. Pictures and words and some good stories. Makes for an easy, stimulating read. Just don't read Captain America. Love you. Love Nia. Congrats on the little lady." Thank you. Sir, what you're dealing with here is money. That's why they're doing it. They have exhausted every fucking possible storyline. You know what I mean? Like, do you remember the Brady Bunch when they had to bring in Oliver? Right? Remember Happy Days? Like, after a while, like Ron Howard, he just left. It's just like, there's nothing left to do with this character. I'm out of here. And all of a sudden, Fonzie started wearing suits, and he was teaching a mechanic class. He became a teacher. This fucking hooligan riding a motorcycle. Next thing you know, he's pulling up in a station wagon, teaching this fucking guy with blonde hair how to fucking tune a carburetor. He's actually helping them with their problems. All of a sudden, it became like Welcome Back, Kotter. It's because they were out of ideas. It had run its course. And I hate to tell you this, but Captain America has run its fucking course. All right? They're going to get themselves out of this. All right? They'll do the classic thing that, it wasn't actually the real Captain America. It was fucking somebody else. But the thing is, dude, who you should really blame is Al Gore. He's the reason that this is all going down. Because, as we all know, Al Gore invented the internet. He said it himself. He said it himself, and he said it again. All right, the man invented the internet. And the internet, gave birth to fucking Napster, which gave birth to all of these things where people could watch movies and shit for free. Right? Napster obviously was music, but the other shit. People go on Pirate Bay, they just watch all these movies for free. So what happened was that killed the fucking $30 million to $70 million movies. Like, they just went away. So then everything became either super fucking cheap or a $100 million superhero fucking movie where it's like, all right, we're going to just spend all this money and people are going to go because they're going to want to see special effects at the movie screen. That's what happened. So, and they made 9,000 of these fucking movies, and there's nowhere else to go with them. I think they made a couple of Captain America movies, didn't they? I don't fucking know. But now what they're going to do is they're going to set this up that now this guy is actually a fucking Nazi, and who was doing all this great stuff in America. I don't understand. He was like saving children while spying on us. I don't know. They're somehow going to try to explain all of that shit. I have no idea. But eventually he's going to fight Batman. All right? We all know that Batman has one professional fight under his belt, and he's 0 for 1. Right? He lost to Superman. So before he gets another shot at the title, I think he has to fight somebody else. Who's he going to fight? You know, it can't be Lex Luthor and fucking the octopus guy. I mean, those guys, they're played out. All right? They're all punch drunk. Spider-Man's been fucking them up for years. They need somebody new. So this is the only way to go. All right? I would be surprised if Vince McMahon does not sue them for this storyline, because he did this with Hulk Hogan like 50 times. You know? You knew Hulk Hogan was you knew when he was the bad guy I loved, because he would dye the side of his beard. He would dye that fucking black, and then he would have the fucking blonde mustache, which, by the way, I thought looked really cool. He had a great fucking Fu Manchu. He still does. Do you ever see a guy go bald more gracefully than that? He just kept pushing it back like Richard Rawlings, and every time he did it, it was a little further back, you know? Then he started wearing the scarves. It always come off. And he, I don't know, tanned his head up. He looked great.
Yeah, it was fucking raining out. This is one thing I've learned, that when you go to a football game and you're dealing with the elements, this is the more of a douchebag you look like, the warmer you're going to be. All right, I saw the rain and I said, fuck this. And we went right to Dick's Sporting Good, and I'm like, I'm buying that fucking, I'm going to buy a raincoat with the matching raincoat slacks. I don't give a fuck. I bought a pair of wool socks, and I was good to go. So I'm with Verzi, and, you know, they only had like 2 raincoats left, and they were the exact same color. This fucking grape slush puppy purple. So we both have matching extra large fucking we got the jackets and the pants like we're working at a fucking airport. And we're bringing in the fucking Soul plane, right? That was a purple airplane, right? That's what we look like. So we show up to the game, right? Neither one of us is comfortable because neither one of us is a Jets or a Bills fan, so we're in enemy territory. And it's fucking drizzling out. It's fucking cold. So I proceed to put on this Barney the Dinosaur outfit, right? And right off the bat, Verzi starts punking out, going, "Man, I'm just gonna wear the top. I'm just gonna wear the top," trying to act like it's not raining out that bad. The reality is he didn't want to go through the hazing that he would have to if the two of us walked in with our purple on purple fucking raincoats times 2. We would have got a ton of shit, and I was prepared to take it. I had a whole fucking silly walk I was going to be doing. I don't give a fuck. So he punked out. So we end up walking in, but my head's cold, right? All I have is a baseball cap on. So I'm like, fuck, I got to buy a hat. Can I buy a Bills? Who gives a fuck? They're in last place. Maybe I'll buy a Bills hat. And then I saw this one with a Patriot logo on it. I said, fuck it, I'll get that one. So I put that one on. I'm nice and warm. We go to Will Call. We pick up our tickets. We go into that high school football stadium that they have out there that I actually love. Looks like an old school football stadium. You know what I like about that football stadium? That's about the size of a football stadium that holds real fans. You know what I mean? All these new ones that hold like 100,000 fucking people, that's all the bandwagon shitheads. You know, when you're 0-4, the real fucking fans show up, or 0-3, right? So we walk into the goddamn stadium. We're loving life. Right? I'm already laughing at Verzi because I know damn well what's going to happen. He's going to walk out there. There's going to be some shitty little plastic seat that's going to be covered in fucking water, and the only way he's going to be able to absorb it is through his goddamn jeans and his fucking BVDs. And then he's going to be sitting there with a wrinkled up nutsack that's going to be getting hypothermia by second quarter. Why do I know this? Because I've been there. So we get a couple of beers. We get this fucking beef on a stick or whatever the fuck they call it. We're good to go. We go in there, sit down. He sits basically down in a fucking puddle. He tried to stick a newspaper down, which is very absorbent. And I don't know. We sat there, and I had hope for about 8 seconds in that game, and the Jets came down and just fucking, they just kicked the shit out of him. Christ, they kicked the shit out of him. And it was just over. So immediately our solution is just to start drinking the way we drank at the Masters. We're like, fuck it, let's get going here, right? So we're making trip after trip, and all of a sudden I got to take a piss, right? So I go and I'm standing in line, and all of a sudden this fucking 6'5" goofy looking jackass. One of those guys who's like 6'5", but you still think you can take him because he's just covered in baby fat. You know, he's got a couple of whiskers on his chin, and his cheeks are rosier than Saint Nick, right? He's got this jersey on and this big, stupid, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan with the horns on it and stuff, you know. He's the wacky guy. So I'm not even thinking shit, right? This is Bills Jets. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not talking any shit. I'm fine. I forgot I was wearing my Patriots hat. And all of a sudden, this big, goofy jackass starts going, what's what you had? Were you a Patriots fan? You like the Rats? We got a rat over here, the Rats. He likes the fucking Rats. And this shit, right? And I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever. He starts giving me shit. I start giving him shit back. And then the weirdest fucking thing happened. By the time I get in to the actual men's room, I've given these people so much fucking shit that actually there's Bills and Jets fans at a Bills and Jets game. They're playing each other. They stopped giving each other shit, and they teamed up together and started giving me shit, right? And then I just said, I don't know what I was thinking. I felt like I was on stage because it was like a crowd. I wasn't thinking like, hey, you know what, Bill? You really haven't had a fight outside of your family since maybe playing fucking street hockey in the 6th grade. I didn't give a fuck. I'm in a goddamn bathroom waiting to take a piss in a goddamn trough, by the way. And then they just started giving me, fucking, this one dude starts going, Tom Brady sucks dick. He sucks dick. And he's like miming it like ridiculously well. So I'm like, hey, you know, buddy, you do that real well. He goes, I learned it by watching Tom Brady. I'm like, oh, yeah, did you rent that porno, you fucking fag? Gets a little uglier. Then this other dude, I can't remember what the hell he was saying to me. And I just said, look, I'm sorry you guys have never won a Super Bowl. You know? Then the Jets fan pipes in. I go, do you realize the last time you guys won a Super Bowl, Charlie Chaplin was still alive? Do you understand that? Do you know what cars look like the last time you won, you fucking morons? And then this other guy, I go, dude, we've won 3 Super Bowls. I'm sorry, right? And then the guy goes, well, you didn't play in the games. I go, neither did you. Then he's just standing there with this dumb look on his face. I go, that's right. Keep staring forward. You got nothing. Forgetting that I don't know how to fight. So all of a sudden, it's my turn to piss. I take my dick out. I'm ready to piss. And one of these fucking pussies pushed me in the back, hoping that I was pissing at the time. Fortunately, I wasn't. So I turn around. I put my dick away because I'm a gentleman. I said, I go, is that how you guys do it out here? Really? I go, which one of you guys pushed me? Like I'm fucking Jackie Chan. And for some reason, none of them said anything. I don't know if it was my purple on purple raincoat or the look of fire in my eye, but I'm a fucking 42-year-old balding redhead talking shit in there, and none of them said anything. So now it's kind of funny to me. I felt like I was in like the World Series of Poker, and I went all in, and I didn't have a hand whatsoever. So I don't know who the fuck pushed me, but that's what, I mean, come on. Bitchiest move of the fucking week. How do you do that? How do you push another man when he's got his goddamn dick out trying to piss into a fucking trough? I mean, how do you get lower than that? Do you guys have any ideas? How do you get lower than that? So then, after none of them said anything, I go back and I start taking a piss, and then that other dude who was miming somebody sucking a dick unbelievably well, right? He's next to me with one of those stupid hats that has the toggles on the side. And he's still trying to give me shit. And I'm going, go fuck yourself. And then he just starts screaming over and over again. Are you looking at my dick? Are you looking at my dick? Like maniacally, like 5 times. And I just sort of stared at him like, why do you keep going this gay angle? Like, why is there always, I don't know. I think he was one of those guys, he was kind of in the closet. And then, so he just goes to football games and he gets really drunk, trying to just kill the feelings. I think he liked me, is what I'm saying. So if he's listening to this, I'm sorry. I'm spoken for. You fucking pansy. You fucking believe that? First of all, what's wrong with me? I really replayed all of that in my head because once I got out of there, I was like, I really started thinking like, what did you think you were going to do in there? Not Clint Eastwood? yet saying things Clint Eastwood would say? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know if I've said this before in a podcast. A public bathroom is the worst fucking place to ever get into a fight. There is nothing soft. Everything is porcelain, pipes, that concrete floor, and then it has a mist of piss and shit. It's just it's the worst place ever. You know? Not to mention it usually starts evidently when one person has begun the pissing process. So, older, little bit wiser. So then I'm standing in line to go get some more alcohol because God knows that's what you need after an incident like that. And I was just kind of just sitting there thinking like, all right, now how should I have played that? It should have ended when the dude with the water buffalo hat started giving me shit. What I should have done was roll with it. You like the Patriots? I should have been like, yeah, you guys scored 30 on us last week, man. You guys look great, man. I bet the Jets. I bet against the Jets. I hope you guys. I should have just ended it with that. Ended it. I should have extended an olive branch. That's what I should have done. In the future, that's what the fuck I'm gonna do. Because that was a potentially ugly situation, but fortunately, I think the people who were doing it, had jobs, and no one wanted to get sued, and no one was willing to take it to that level. And when I say fortunately, I mean for me and my face. Oh, do you know how bad that would have been to get stomped in that fucking purple on purple raincoat, laying there with my dirty fucking Patriots hat? And my team wasn't even playing. I would have lost the lawsuit. They would have been like, let me get this straight. You're a Patriots fan. You wear a Patriots hat to a Bills-Jets game, and you somehow managed to get the shit kicked out of you? What the fuck did you say? That's one of the great things about being a guy is you actually have to take responsibility for your actions. See, a woman would be like, there's no excuse. There's no reason. I don't care what happened. You don't hit a girl. Which is true. You don't hit a fucking girl. But there's no learning in that. There's no lesson. Even my best friends would have been like, yeah, those guys are fucking assholes. But there would have been an awkward pause. And it would have been like, dude, what the fuck are you talking shit for? By yourself at a game when your team isn't even fucking playing. What's wrong with you? You're 42 years old. Get your shit together. And they would have been right. All right, overrated relationships. Do I really want to read this one with you here? Can you come near the microphone and be a friggin' professional in this unprofessional show?
I know, you're just sitting
Why
down with no
are you
furniture.
wearing moccasins?
They're my slippers.
They're moccasins.
Yeah, moccasin slippers.
Hiya, hiya, hiya. You got a little
Nothing wrong.
Indian blood in you, don't you?
I don't.
Yes, you
really.
do.
I have like one.
Let me. What
16.
What do you got? Black feet in you? You get it? Nothing? I get nothing on that?
That was stupid.
You know what?
What?
Go fuck yourself. Here we go. Relationships. So, sure, they can be good, but are they ever great? Every married guy I know reminisces about his days as a single man. Married guys warn single guys not to get into relationships. They warn guys with girlfriends to never, under any circumstances, get married. This is all true. When you're single, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Whatever you want without first... wait a minute. Let me get this closer. Without first filtering your decisions through the desires of a chick who probably doesn't even know what she wants most of the time and is motivated by the worldview of Sex in the City.
Wow, this person sounds like a real prize.
No, but this is true, though. This isn't all women. A lot of women are fucking idiots, just like guys. Wouldn't you say most guys are fucking idiots?
I would, actually.
And aren't most people fucking idiots? Listen, we're all rapeable. But when we're talking...
All I know is that no one is unrapeable. All right, let's continue.
Okay. And I am as exotic as a grilled cheese sandwich. I think that might be an instant classic. There wasn't even tomato in that sandwich, was there? Even when the chicks get what they think they want, they're usually still miserable. That's how stupid most of them are. All right, now he's in my school. He's in my quad. I like this guy. You're never going to make them happy, so why even try? Not being constrained by a relationship is one of the greatest things of all time. It's a man's world. Women need men more than men need women. Most men can thrive alone. Most women can't. He's young. You can tell he's young. He hasn't, like, women are still looking at him.
He's a fucking idiot is what he is.
No, he isn't. He's learning. I was this guy. Then you realize at some point you're old and women don't care anymore, so you got to grab one and just hang on to them and drag them down with you. Most women can't. Ask any honest bisexual girl, and she'll tell you that she wants to end up with a man. Jesus, this guy just keeps... Every time I think he's gone as far as he's going to go, he keeps going. I love him. Enjoy being single. Unless you're a total fucking failure of a man, you'll almost always be able to get a girlfriend if you really want one. Realize, if you're past a certain age, dude, there's a certain amount of money you have to be making for that to continue to happen. And there's a fucking sadness to that life that I can't even begin to describe. Realize what a blessing your freedom is and never allow desperation to put you in chains. He's making some good points here. He definitely has some issues with women.
Some issues with women?
There's a lot of truth in that, Nia.
Enjoy dying alone, asshole.
Hey.
Well?
Listen, basically what you just said was that you're a dumb girl.
Why?
Because that's what he was attacking.
What do you mean? So
Is your world? Oh, we were almost out without an argument.
Why am I dumb?
Because he's attacking women whose worldview comes from Sex and the City.
Okay.
So somehow you got offended by that.
First of all, he's not just attacking women whose worldview is Sex and the City.
I think he is.
He's attacking all women. Read what he said.
Oh, I know. He was just being.
He didn't say some women.
He was just being silly.
He
was just being silly.
No.
You're right.
So
you're right.
Fuck that shit. Fuck it.
Look,
Fuck you.
No, his mother never hugged him. He's got issues.
That's not our fault.
What do you mean? Don't drag me into this. I relate to this guy.
I'm saying "our" as women. I'm speaking as women.
Well, why don't you just speak for yourself, you fucking delusional jackass? Who elected you?
You did. I'm sitting here, aren't I?
Well, I didn't say to represent all women's.
I'm not representing all women's, but I think I can say with
underwears
some clarity that most smart women who see this would be like, "Go fuck yourself, you douche."
All right. Well,
can I just make a comment about the whole married versus unmarried thing? The grass is always greener on the other side. Single people who are alone look at couples and they get a little twinge of like, oh, that's nice. I wish I had somebody to come home to at night that has my back no matter what. That's what you're missing, you short-sighted moron, is that you've got somebody who's there with you, who's going to take care of you, who's going to love you and protect you and have your back. It's not just about like being with someone just to be with someone.
We got it. Listen. How do you?
Why can't I respond to this person in the way that I want to?
Because you're being mean. This podcast.
I'm being
this
mean.
Podcast.
This email is ridiculous.
This guy's crying out for help.
Whatever. Fine. Go on.
This podcast is not about being mean and taking shots at people who can't defend themselves.
I thought that's exactly what it was.
Took you long enough to figure that out. All right. No, but there's a great truth in what he's saying here is that a lot of people just jump in a relationship, and it's like relationships are fucking difficult.
Yes.
Okay? So you better pick the right person or you're going to be fucking miserable. So you are better off to be single and lonely rather than just being in some shit so you got somebody to fucking make brownies with. That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah, that's true, but he didn't say that. He ended up saying that most chicks are going to be miserable anyway, and they all have this stupid worldview. So
that's true. Most women are going to be miserable, and they're never going to be fucking happy. Okay?
And what are you basing this on?
You know something? You guys always say a good man is hard to find. That works both fucking ways.
I understand.
Well,
then
this is what. Well, this motherfucker hasn't found the one yet. So he's dating a bunch of...
He's lashing out at everybody because he can't seem to figure out how to make a relationship work. And he can't find the value in the relationship, so automatically it's not valuable.
First of all, the only person lashing out is you right now.
Well, I'm annoyed
completely
at this.
Lost your temper. There's a guy here, he writes in, he's looking for a little bit of goddamn guidance.
No,
he wants some advice.
For your approval. That's what
he got it. He's fucking hilarious. Hey, by the way, I was just going to ask you something.
Okay.
What were we just talking? I have no memory anymore. What were we just talking about?
You think you were the one smoking pot?
I know. Oh, don't even get them going. No, you know what? I only got like 10 emails, and I know there's a ton of people who smoke weed who listen to this. So most people followed the rules, which was basically don't take the podcast seriously, don't name any names, all of that shit.
Yeah.
But no, I had a bunch of people. They thought I was on some self-righteous thing because I haven't drank since October, even though I'm a self-admitted booze bag, and even though I said on the podcast. I said there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. I don't give a shit if you smoke more of it. Right. But my point is, stop acting like it's this, like, what is the fucking word?
Harmless. Not
harmless, just like there's no side effects. Like
right.
Like there's all this. There's like this is the shit that's out there about weed. That it's not addictive. I drive better when I'm on it.
How is that?
I don't know, dude. It's like everything's in focus, man. They hate that voice.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. You know, potheads, man. It's like when they drive down the street, man, it's just like not only are you focused on the road, you're taking in nature. Like all that shit and acting like it's the answer to all the universe's fucking problems. That shit. That's all I was talking about. I understand that the same way someone can, enjoy getting fucked up, drinking booze, and not be an alcoholic, have it under control, but every once in a while, they go out and get ripped up on the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It also has to do with your age, too. If you're in your fucking 20s, you're still getting blasted Friday, Saturday night, that's fine, but you just put the kids to bed and you're hitting a fucking bong every night. I mean, come on. You got an issue. I had this dude, right? And that's the thing. This is like, maybe I'm jealous as a fucking booze bag here. It's just, nobody gives like, if you're fucking a pothead, people think it's funny.
Right.
There's just something that's considered funny about it. But like you watch like Intervention, okay? They have alcoholics, they have people on meth, cokeheads, heroin. They got everything. There's not been one fucking pothead.
Because they don't do anything exciting when they're high. When you're
is
a
that
pothead,
what it is?
You don't do anything exciting. You sit around, you watch TV, you giggle, you eat.
Right. And then you know what happens?
You go
and
to
if you're
movies,
and if you're not careful, 2.5 decades goes by,
right?
And you're in your early 40s,
and you're
going,
still sitting on the couch.
Yeah, still watching fucking Snagglepuss, eating fucking Doritos. That's the thing.
Yeah,
that was a joke.
It's not nearly as dramatic and exciting as someone who's on meth.
There's no Mothers Against Weed, man, and there's nobody. Like when the cops pull you over, there's no weed breathalyzer. You can be fucking baked out of your mind. What can they do to you?
They don't have any kind of roadside test to see if you're stoned?
I remember they talked about doing something like that. But when they have those roadblocks set up at night, none of it's for weed. All it is for fucking booze.
Right.
Look, this is what kills me, okay? I got an email this week, all right? This guy tells me, he goes, first of all, man, you should read. I just do it because it annoys the shit out of him.
I laugh every time at that. I think it's funny.
This guy goes, you should probably read up a little bit on weed, man, before you go off on it. And he said that I can smoke 3.5 grams of weed and be fully functional and drive a car or operate machinery.
What is I don't know.
Look,
3.5 grams. I
don't know. I don't fucking know.
A joint?
Let's just say it is a joint, which I think it's a little more than that.
Okay.
All right. Let's just say it is that.
Right.
You smoke a joint, you're fucking high. You're not fully functional. He's confusing his tolerance with being fully functional. Fully functional is getting 8 hours sleep. You wake up stone sober. And even if you want to get to the letter of the law, it's like 3 nights in a row of 8 hours sleep, just in case you only got 4 nights a few nights ago. For you to totally be 100% eating healthy, that's fully functional. All right?
Yeah.
Smoking 3.5 grams of fucking weed, you're not fully functional.
Yeah,
you might have an amazing tolerance, but you're not as good as the you at 0.0. That's what I'm saying. Or like this dude who sends me an email and he goes, yeah, people just, they definitely abuse weed. He goes, but they're not like me where he goes, I just I pack a bowl every night before I go to bed, take a couple of puffs, and then I go to sleep. This dude does that every fucking night. Now,
what is the point of that? If you're just going to smoke and then go to sleep.
Now, I might be ignorant, but to me it sounds like he's using it as like this sedative, like this sleep aid.
Right, like instead of Ambien or something. Or maybe it's just his way to unwind. I don't know. That seems every night, though?
Which is fine. But it goes back to my point where if I had a couple, I'd have to drink probably like a couple of beers to get what probably feels like, a couple of puffs of weed, right? Yes, no?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. If I was doing that every night, if every night you was laying here in bed and I would go over here, hey, man, just going to have a couple of Budweisers, and I was sitting here with that fucking happy hat with the straws going in my mouth.
Yeah, I'd be like, why are you doing this every night?
Every night.
What's the matter with you?
365 fucking days a year.
I would say that to you if you were smoking weed every single night, too. Why do you feel the need to smoke weed every single night?
Let me ask you this. What if I only, to argue the pothead side, what if I only had 2 beers?
Versus...
every night. I didn't drink at all.
But
on the weekends, I never got shit-faced. Just every night before I went to bed, I drank 2 beers.
I would think that was weird.
You would think it was weird?
Yeah.
Why are you so uptight, man?
And I think smoking weed is great. I love to smoke weed. It's fun, but I think smoking every single day is a little excessive. And I feel like if you talk to anybody who used to smoke that frequently and who doesn't anymore, I think they will tell you that they probably feel more motivated or less depressed or something. It does have effects on you.
Okay, that's all. I mean, I went over the top, as always, because that always shakes a few people out of the trees, and then they go, let me tell you something, and they fire off the emails, which fuels the podcast. Who's kidding who? But, see, that's all I'm saying, is that the thing that I can't stand about fucking weed is that people act like there's no consequences to smoking it, and if anything, it expands, like your creativity and all that type of shit. I think it's like anything. Maybe initially it does, but after a while, or maybe if you do it within fucking reason, yes. But I've seen, up close and personal with nameless fucking people. I've watched. I told that story of what's-his-face, who I'm not going to say who fucking hit the dude with the car at work because he thought he had it in neutral, but he had it in gear, and he hit the guy in the fucking head.
Yeah.
And he's still, still, he's going, dude, the weed isn't the problem. And it's just, and he gets high every fucking day. I remember one time we went on a road trip, and just to fuck with him, right? We were driving on this road trip, and he goes to, to break out his fucking shit, right? And we go, no, dude, you can't. It's a rental car. You can't smoke. And he goes, all right, we'll pull over. Like, dude, we're not pulling over. And you're not smoking on this trip. Dude, the fucking panic that he went, he's like, dude, fucking let me out. Let me out then. I'm done. I'm not going on this road trip. He absolutely lost his fucking shit. And it'd be like, if somebody said I can't drink, if I wasn't driving, I couldn't drink in the car. Dude, don't drink and drive. I'd be like, all right, dude, yeah, you fucking goddamn Mary. Fine, I won't. But this guy was like, it was like he was having a physical fucking, he was a panic attack.
Right.
If he couldn't smoke his fucking weed. Now, I'm not saying everybody who smokes weed's like that, but what I'm saying is that shit is never fucking reported. The same way when I break your ovaries about the whole, like the women image on TV, like they always showing you guys as victims or accomplishing stuff, but they never show the gold-digging whore. See, I had you right then until I attacked women.
Yeah. I gotta go.
Oh, it was going good. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by the podcast.
No, sure, anytime.
Yeah, you can get ready when you have to get here.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to distract you. And plus, you start picking on me.
Have you heard? That's the real reason. I'm just saying, stop acting what I'm doing here is any sort of an art. All right. Well, have fun tonight. Okay. All right. So back to the damn. So all right. So all you, not all you potheads, just the 10 that fucking wrote into me. Sorry, the electrolytes again. Yeah, I was breaking. Can any pothead out there just be fucking honest with that and at least admit that maybe it isn't you, that at least you've had a fucking friend of yours who, like, discovered weed, liked it, really liked it, and then it just became their motivation when they got up. All right? It's fucking unreal to me that the third week in a row on the podcast, I have to act like this person, exists to the world. Everybody knows this fucking guy. All right? But he's never talked about, and I want to know why none of these fucking burnouts are brought on to intervention. That's what I want him to see. Just some kid sitting there past, in a fucking weed fog, couple of hacky sacks in the background, his dirty surfer shorts, just fucking toasted out of his fucking mind, and that's all he's been doing for 5, 6 critical years in his 20s. Hasn't finished college. Wake and bake. That guy. Come on. Everybody, I'm sick of it. All that horse shit. It comes from the ground, man. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying. But whatever. I guess I'm becoming too prudish on this podcast. This guy writes, hey, Bill, what the fuck happened? You bashing hot sluts on South Beach last week? You stopped drinking? You're talking shit about pot like you're fucking Alan Thicke. I didn't know. Does he talk shit about him? About pot, I mean? You know that life is a drag. For Christ's sake, you grew up in New England. You know what I'm talking about. 9 months of shitty weather. Your boss is a prick. All you have to look forward to is the weekend to let loose and unwind. Dude, I totally get that. I totally get that. I work for myself, and I still want to get bombed out of my fucking tree. He says, quit talking shit about pot, would you? Pussy, drugs, and alcohol are all good things. Take care, pal. Yeah, dude, I totally agree with that shit, but you know what I'm saying. First of all, if I go down to South Beach and all I do is talk about how hot the women are, that will be informative, that will be obvious, and that will be 1 minute of the podcast. You know, everybody knows they're hot down there. But if I talk to them, if I say that they're whores and they look like a bunch of goddamn prostitutes walking down the street, that gives me like 8 minutes of shit to go off on. All right? Jesus Christ, do I have to break down the whole process for you people? You haven't figured out. It's a very, it's not a lot of levels to this podcast. You give me a topic, I fucking go off on it with very little knowledge. It annoys people who are informed on the subject, and then they send me emails in, and then I just yell at them, even if they've proven their point. That's basically it. Let's plow ahead. Oh, by the way, I've really pissed off a lot of potheads, evidently, on my podcast. They think that I am against smoking weed and that I'm trashing that whole fucking lifestyle. Why don't you guys go take another hit off your fucking blunt and fucking relax, all right? Just because I trashed that guy who was a pot smoker, I wasn't saying that weed was a bad thing, all right? At this point, with those vaporizers that they have, it's probably fucking 10 times healthier than sitting around drinking a 6-pack. I don't have a fucking problem. I wasn't talking about smoking weed. I was making fun of a loser. I was telling that woman that she was dating a fucking loser. All right? As a man, your job is to go out and fucking provide. You know? And when somebody breaks into your house, not to shit yourself and to grab the nearest blunt object and fucking go Braveheart on them. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, me, I would shit myself, lock myself in the bathroom, and call 911, of course. But I can provide, God damn it. That's what I got a fucking pit bull for. Speaking of that, I watched No Country for Old Men again, man. What a fucking awesome movie that is. That is just an absolutely phenomenal fucking movie. It actually made me sad that we were in Final Descent. That's how good that goddamn movie is. But anyway, so I just know that. Potheads. I'm not making fun. You know, if I make fun of some guy who's a booze bag fucking loser who's sitting around drinking beer all day on the couch, that doesn't mean that I don't think that anybody should drink. All right? So fucking relax. Jesus Christ, I thought you got mellow when you smoked weed. Anyways, let's plow ahead. Hey, potheads, can you guys basically just admit that you want weed to be free just so you can just sit around smoking it and not have to worry about anybody hassling you? You know, to use a classic hippie word. Why can't you just admit that and stop telling me about, how the fucking Declaration of Independence was written on hemp and all these, I mean, Jesus Christ, you can make a potted plant out of an empty 40 ounce. I'm not going to sit there and act like I don't wish that I want to drink in public, right? Dude, my brain shut down 7 minutes ago. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I need to start reading again. Advice. Dear Bill, I've got a few shitty things going on in my life right now that I need to vent about. Also, I would like to hear your advice. Okay, you guys don't need to have fucking intros like that. Just ask me the advice, because then I'll read them and sound like a shithead. First things first, I live in South Carolina, and I think you can guess that pretty much blows. I'm 22 years old and I just graduated from college with a degree in psychology. My job outlook is pretty bleak right now, and I just got laid off from my shitty delivery job. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on in this country? This dude has a degree in psychology and he's delivering fucking Entenmann's cakes to supermarkets. And he gets laid off. Because I must have applied for at least 30 jobs at this point, and I've stopped applying for the ones that I'm underqualified for. And I've started, and I'm still unemployed. I don't understand why the access of entry into the restaurant industry is so fucking high. I can't even get a job serving because they keep telling me we only hire people with 2 years of experience.
Yeah.
Well, it's the law. It's the laws of supply and demand. You know, if we weren't in the middle of a recession, you could walk in there with coming out of prison, and they'd let you work the goddamn mesquite grill. Yeah, I worked in a restaurant. There's a bunch of fucking drug addicts. It was such a good economy. It was like 1987. Wait a second. That was right after Black Monday. I don't know. Maybe it was the South. I have no idea. I worked at this place called the Sable Cafe in Cary, North Carolina, way back in the day. And we used to have this douche who came in. He was on work release. He was in prison, and they would let him out so he could wash dishes and work his way back. Not wash dishes. He actually worked the fucking cooking line. He was above me.
Right.
I was a busboy / grill chef / dishwasher because the restaurant was slowly going out of business. And
/ hottie.
As people gradually quit, they would just give me their jobs and an extra 50 cents an hour, and I was like, whoa, I'm raking in the dough. Because I sucked at math, I didn't realize that they were paying me $3.50 an hour and a grill guy $5 an hour. So they went from paying $8.50 an hour for two guys to paying me $4 an hour for fucking. I'm a dumb fucking moron. So, anyways, and then this douche used to come in, and I remember one time I came walking in the back, and I'm doing 3 fucking jobs. We were slammed, and I said, "Oh my God!" I go, "We're out of glasses." What the fuck? We're out of glasses. And then this guy in work release goes, "Well, why don't you wash some?" A novel idea. That's what he said. Like he was this fucking Renaissance man. Really? Really there, Shawshank? The fuck are you doing after work? Huh? Fucking carving a goddamn... Hey, watch all the steak knives. Make sure Cunty over here doesn't take them back with your felon beard. You're this stupid fucking Allman Brothers facial hair. I fucking cunt. And it still bugs me because I didn't say anything to him. Because I got intimidated, even though I thought I could take the guy. But I was like, this guy's been in prison. You know, he's going to beat me up and then rape me. Fuck it. I think I'll wash some glasses. So anyways, he goes, if I can struggle through 4 years of school, then I think I can get the hang of slinging tater skins and onion rings in a few weeks. What is there to learn? This guy's trying to get a cooking job. Well,
a cooking job or a serving job?
Well, I thought he meant like being a waiter, but now it sounds like he's talking about actually cooking. Yeah, dude, you can't learn on the job at a restaurant.
No, you
was that underdone? I'm sorry. They're not coming. Really?
No, but he's talking about cooking. He's not, because I thought he said he was having a hard time getting a job as a server, because that you can learn in like 2 seconds.
No, that's what he said. But now all of a sudden he's talking about slinging tater skins and onion rings.
I think he just means serving it.
Slinging? Doesn't slinging mean?
Yeah, but didn't he say earlier that he was trying to get a job
as a podcast
as
for 3 minutes? You're already disagreeing with me.
Didn't it say earlier that he was trying to get a job serving?
What is there to learning? Let me get back to this. What is there to learn in the second year of restaurant experience that you can't get in the first year or even the first 6 months? This I agree with. How in the hell am I supposed to get a job? I'm also being cut out from financial support of my family who helped put me through school. If I can't start paying bills, then I'm going to have to move back in with my parents in a shitty small town that is about an hour away from the city I live in. Job outlook there is even worse, and I would hate to move away from my friends and girlfriend. Me and my girl don't live together, but she's offered a lot of needed support, and most importantly, she supports me pursuing comedy. It's my dream to become a comedian, and I can only go so far while I live in South Carolina.
That's true.
No, it isn't.
That he can only go so far living in South Carolina as a comedian?
Yeah, the fuck. You become the next goddamn cable guy. Dude, there's people, I guarantee you, in South Carolina, there's a guy there who's the king of South Carolina, and we've never heard of him. Every state I've been to.
But he's huge there?
Yeah,
right.
And they fucking make 6 figures a year. I understand what he's saying. Obviously, he doesn't want to be the king of South Carolina. He wants to get into movies and TVs. become a nationally headlining act. I understand what you're saying, but I'm just saying you can make fucking money there. There is money to be made with those drug fucking idiots there. All you got to do, just do a Ric Flair impression. That'll be your closing bit. You'll be fine. He lives out there. I would like to move to New York City, but won't be able to do that if I'm not able to save up money. And I definitely won't be able to do that anytime soon because I am awaiting a trial for a DUI I got back in January.
This story just keeps getting, like, unraveled more and more. Every sentence becomes something else.
That's why country songs are so sad. These people live it. Living in South Carolina. I love my girl's vagina, and I can't get a job washing dishes.
Did you just rhyme Carolina
I got a
with
DUI,
vagina?
and I don't know why, because the cop was even drunker than me. And the song should be called I Know I'm Not Ric Flair. Because I know I ain't Ric Flair, and I know I don't bleach my hair. But I got a dream, and would you help me? Get your hand off your gun. I'm starting to get scared. That rhyme with hair? All right, go fuck yourselves. Anyways, the trial is this September. And if I lose my license, I will only be set further back from my goals. Yeah, you think? I am trying to... Not to mention, I'm growing weed in my apartment. It's a one-bedroom with bay windows, and I think my neighbors are starting to catch on. I am trying to hone my skills
Did he
here.
say that?
No.
Oh.
Jesus. Somebody went out late last night. I'm trying to hone my skills here, but I can't afford to keep driving to open mics that are at least an hour away across the state in North Carolina. By the way, I've stopped drinking irresponsibly, and I'm sorry that this email ran a little long. Respectfully, so-and-so. Gotta love how the politeness of the South.
I know. At least he's respectful.
Yeah, probably has one of those plantation Kentucky Fried Chicken ties on, holding onto his lapels.
That's
7 years old.
Yeah, that's how they get you with the politeness.
They get you with the politeness, and then
they do. That's the as someone who grew up in the South, I know.
Yeah, that's
what
that's
that
called.
Whole
That's
Southern
called
hospitality,
yeah.
but it's masking so much.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's called the old. That's called the old Stonewall Jackson.
The old what?
The old Stonewall Jackson. You come in. Hey, I surely would like to help you. Don't you look pretty today? Hey, I ain't trying to be disrespectful. Right? And then you fucking turn the corner. Let me tell you something about that boy. That boy'd fuck a rock if he thought a snake was under it.
So what is he asking advice
He's
about?
asking me how the fuck he gets out of all this bad shit. All right, you live in South Carolina. Let's recap, shall we?
Yeah, lives in South Carolina.
Lives in South Carolina. Can't get a job slinging fucking tater tots to fucking fatties who are wearing overalls and somehow the crack of their ass is still hanging out of it. He got a DUI. He's going to have to move back home with his parents an hour away where the job shit is even worse than it is where he is right now. And Jesus Christ, and he wants to live his dream. I mean, I only see one solution here other than hitting the lottery. You got to start dealing weed.
I mean, yeah.
Right?
He's in South Carolina. Can't he grow some tobacco?
Yeah.
Didn't he say something about being a psychology major or something? Aren't you supposed to do some sort of internship at a place after you do school, and that's how you get entry into a job?
He doesn't want to do that. This guy wants to be a comedian. So what he
wants
needs,
to be a star.
Yeah. So what he needs some sort of hustle to get him out of this shit. All right, dude. This will make you feel better. Guess what happened to me right before I became a stand-up comedian? I lost my license for drinking and driving. This is what you got to do, dude. You got to get through your DUI. And I don't know what to tell you, man. You got to somehow try and find a fucking job. Fuck. I lived at home with my parents. I had a day job, and then I did comedy at night, and I saved every fucking dime. Mm-hmm. I drove a piece of shit car, and when it died, rather than get a new one, I just had him throw a new engine in my old one. So I only went like $1,500 in debt rather than $15,000. That's what I did. So, listen. If you want to be a fucking comedian, you want it bad enough, you're going to figure out how to do it. You're in a hell of a situation there. You got to get a fucking job. Dude, I would take any fucking job you can take landscaping, anything you can do. Get through this fucking DUI horseshit. And despite the fact that you work all day, you still got to go out and you still have to do those open mics. You got to do it. And as hard as it's going to be, it's gonna make you tough. And that's what you got to be to make it in the world. You got to be tough. You got to get up. You know what? You've been knocked on your ass. You're flat on the back, flat on your back, and you got to get up. All right? The ref's over you right now. 6, 7. Most people just lay there. I'm going to go fucking lay between my mom's titties and just say I quit in life. You're not going to do that, are you? You're going to pick yourself up. You should have seen the look she just gave me. Yeah, I'm trying to inspire him. This kid is in a fucking hole.
Yeah, but he can get out of it. He's got to suck it up.
How would you get out of it?
Like you said.
How would you get out of it?
I would do like you said. I'd have to take any job that I could get. But I'm a female,
Subtext.
so maybe I could get... No! I was thinking babysitting, you pervert.
You'd whore yourself out.
No, I wouldn't.
Wah, 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 wah. My name is Nia, boo, 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 and I got some high heels. Do, 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 do. Who wants to fucking hit this? I want to be a comedian.
Stand up right now. That was like a new bit. It bombed, and now I'm going to go to a proven joke that I've told 600 times and make it sound brand new. All right? Here we go. Advice. Bill, I recently got dumped by my girlfriend through behaving like an idiot. To be honest, in her shoes, I would have done the same thing, with the difference that I would have given me a second chance. For the record, no, I didn't cheat on her. Instead, I found myself getting quite broody. I think that means depressed. With all the heaviness that goes with that. Who knew that can happen to men too? I certainly didn't. What does broody mean? What does it mean to be brooding? Isn't that what What's-His-Face did in Rumblefish? Matt Dillon? Isn't that how he got all his acting work? They used to always say he had the brooding good looks. So what happened? You'd be in the apartment with your girlfriend. She'd be trying to talk to you, and you'd be leaned up against one wall, one foot on the floor, the other one up against the wall. And she'd be like, "What do you want for breakfast?" And then you just sort of look, you look to the side. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. Did you have a cigarette pack rolled up in your T-shirt? What the fuck is broody? I don't know what that is. Anyways, he goes, I believe I'm through that madness now, and yet while I was only with her for about 3 months, I miss her companionship terribly. I think he means he was depressed. Anyways, he goes, I sent her some flowers to say I was sorry, but she says she doesn't want to see or talk with me, although she says she will contact me in the future when some other heavy shit she's going through right now is over. I feel I owe the situation one last roll of the dice at the very least. Do you have any suggestions? Yeah, you guys need to not be near each other. All right? First of all, if you want her to call you back, don't call her. All right? Because you're going to sound even more brooding as you're standing there crying with a bouquet of flowers or whatever the fuck you're going through. And then this whole thing where she says she'll contact you in the future when some heavy shit she's going through right now is over with, I'm thinking of that movie Barfly. You guys both like Alcoholics? What is the heavy shit she's got to get through? The fucking 12-pound meat hammer she's going to be riding tonight? I'm not trying to be a dick, but look, what you got to do right now, okay, if you're out there brooding and you're all depressed, you're probably not coming across as someone she wants to mate with who's going to bring her some strong offspring, okay, to get all Discovery Channel on you. So what you got to do is you got to show her that you're a man. So what you got to do is just let her go, all right? And start going to the fucking gym, all right? Getting 8 hours sleep. You start eating right. You make yourself look good. You make improvements in your own life. So the next time she sees you, if you run into her, you look great. All right? What was that fucking Rodney Dangerfield thing? What was that movie where they were doing the Cyrano de Bergerac shit? Remember that? Chico, tell her you're the man. Remember that? That's what you got to do. Next time she sees you, you're fucking confident. Nah, that's bad advice. What, are you going to pretend to be confident? I don't know. I'm just saying, you know what, dude? Focus on yourself. Get your own shit together. And don't wait for her to call you, Start working out, eating right, getting some sleep. Go do some shit you always wanted to fucking do. you know, and go out to the, you know, go out to clubs, start talking to girls who are quote unquote way out of your league. See what the fuck happens, you know? But the last thing you want to do right now, I swear to God, is to sit around thinking about that girl or calling her or sending her flowers and a box of chocolates and all that shit because, you know, she needs a break from you, I think. And granted, once again, I give out this advice knowing that I didn't really go to college. I did, but it doesn't really count. And I have no background whatsoever, and I don't fucking read. So you're on your own if you take my advice. I take no responsibility for this shit whatsoever, all right? And not to mention, there's a zillion fucking chicks out there. Why don't you go join one of those dating services? That's a great fucking way to get laid. You know? Someone was talking to me about that the other day. You know? There's like 2 of them. One of them's about really getting into a relationship, and the other one's just about fucking. Join the one that's just about fucking, and go down to BJ's Wholesale and get some condoms and bang away. All right? But the last thing you want to do is to get all fucking depressed about this shit and waste another couple months of your life brooding. All right? Dust yourself off. Get back in the game. All right? All right. Next one. Hey, Bill, I got an interesting situation going on. I've been really good friends with this guy, friend. Oh, dude.
Oh, can I digress for half a second? Do you know it's the 20th anniversary of Nirvana's Nevermind? And I bought Spin Magazine. They had this giant article, and everybody was talking about it. And for the majority of people were just like, dude, when that album came out, man, I was just like, fuck hair metal. This is something different, and it's fucking over. Was I the only guy who heard that album and was just kind of like, yeah, you know, I kind of still like Whitesnake. I did. I was too far down the hair metal trail. I didn't realize how good Nirvana was. And I hated Pearl Jam. Fucking hated them. I hated Eddie Vedder's stupid I'm in a trance on purpose face. Even when he'd sit there and he'd fucking have his arms up and his wrists were all fucking limp and he was making those faces on fucking purpose. He looked like he should have been on wrestling or something. He's crazy Eddie Vedder. I hated that fucking I still hate that fucking album. Even flow. Hate it. I like their other stuff. Vitology, I like when he stopped making the faces. You know what he was like? He was like Mel Gibson in the first Lethal Weapon when he was fucking acting like he was suicidal and it was so awful they had to make him stop. That's what Eddie Vedder was like in the first Pearl Jam. And then they'd go to fucking interview. Do you ever see that interview Kurt Loder did? If somebody can find this fucking video, they interview Eddie Vedder, and he's like literally in like the fetal position, making this face like he doesn't want to be interviewed. It's like, Eddie, you don't have to do the interview. You could just say, yeah, I'm suffering from exhaustion, and everyone will think you have a coke problem, but who gives a fuck, right? So I wasn't into any of that shit. I didn't get into Nirvana until probably 1993. And by then, I noticed everybody was wearing flannel shirts and Smashing Pumpkins, and all my bands were gone, banished, never to be returned until that metal show came back triumphantly to bring back my music. But yeah, I was late. I was definitely late. So I guess the article would suck. I'm such a moron. I was upset that no one said that, basically, in the article. Like, why would they say that, Bill? They're trying to commemorate a fucking masterpiece of an album. Why would they have a bunch of people going, you know, I didn't think anything about it. I thought Pearl Jam sucked. But I was still listening to, whatever the fuck I was listening to. The fuck was I listening to in the early 90s? I actually tried to get into jazz. I was flailing and just completely not progressing in my drumming at all. So I thought if I listened to jazz, I would get better. And I like big band swing, and you know, I saw all the great drummers. I used to go to the Regatta Bar in Boston. I saw Tony Williams. I saw Tony Williams in a fucking bar that held like 100 people. Louis Belson, I went up and shook his hand. I'm standing behind his drum kit. It was fucking ridiculous. Roy Haynes. I saw Max Roach. I saw all these guys. Didn't improve my drumming at all. That's what the fuck I was doing. And I was hanging out with my drum teacher, who was like 70 years old. I don't know if I need to add this at this point, but yes, there was no pussy in my life at that point. So anyways, yeah, I kind of missed the beginning of the grunge thing. I'm not a Gen X. I think I'm old enough to be Gen X, but I'm not. I am a hair metal fucking 80s kid. That's who I am. I watched Family Ties, Full Metal Jacket, The Lost Boys. That was my shit. That was when I came up. I can't help it that that's what the music... I thought Cinderella was a good band. What did I know? Just a fucking redhead kid in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, so they were just... Everybody was just going... I just heard it, and I stopped in my tracks, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like, how did everybody know that? You know? I remember being annoyed by their first video. When Kurt goes to take the fucking solo, and he pretends like he's doing the tap-on solo, like basically making fun of all the bands that I was listening to, and I was kind of like, who's this douche? You know, you call that a fucking solo? Just basically playing the goddamn melody of the song through a fucking distortion pedal? I'm not saying any of these thoughts were right. I think the guy's a fucking genius and the album's fucking unbelievable. But that's where my head was at. That is honestly where my head was at. Like when Axl Rose had his run-in backstage with them, at whatever award show that was, when the bass player and now senator threw it up in the air and it fucking crashed down on his forehead. And I believe Dana Carvey was hosting, going, did you see what that fucking guy just did? I was rooting for Axl Rose. I think the only thing that I did respectably, as far as my music listening, between 1988 and 1992 was I never bought Guns N' Roses' Use Your Illusion 1 or 2. I hated the fucking band by that point. When they had Dizzy and Lizzy and all these other fucking guys, and they had Matt Sorum, and the whole fucking band was gone. And he was running around in goddamn biker shorts, and he had that stupid white fucking windscreen thing. It was unfucking believable. It just went right down the shitter. So that's where I was at. I was sitting there going, I can't believe they kicked Steven Adler out. That guy's a phenomenal fucking drummer. Changed the whole sound of the goddamn band. Now Izzy left. That's what I was thinking of. I wasn't... My libido, a mosquito. Look at the windshield. Is that a mosquito? I wasn't listening to any of that. Yeah, I didn't listen to any of it. And then that fucking dude came out. That's when I started feeling old. I think when that album came out. And then Smashing Pumpkins came out. And whatever the fuck he was singing about, cats, Siamese twins. The hell was that song? I don't know. Despite all my rage, all that shit. I was trying so hard. But by then I was like 25 years old, and I gotta tell you, it's fucking over. It's over. Music is for young people. All right, there you go. If you wanted to relive the early 90s through my fucking eyeballs, there it was. Jesus Christ, was that long enough for you? Last night, I was sitting on the couch, minding my own fucking business. I was watching Metal Mania on VH1. Metal Mania, Cleo. I think my dog is sleeping with its eyes open. Oh, no, she just moved her eyebrows. Dude, where the fuck did you just go? Huh? Cleo, whatever you're thinking about, it's going to be okay. All right? Anyways, you know what's weird? When my dog sees a squirrel through a window, it cries. like it's a long-lost buddy. But if my dog is outside and there's a squirrel, if there's no window between my dog and the squirrel, it will try and rip its fucking head off. So does anybody know anything about dogs? What is it crying about? Is it crying like, oh, I want to rip its head off? Oh, I wish I could just end that thing's fucking life. You don't make any sense to me. Anyway, so I'm watching fucking Metal Mania. Alliteration. This has got to be a hit show, right? So I'm watching this shit, and at the risk of pissing off a lot of listeners, I think most metal / hair metal, it arguably is the worst fucking music ever made. Worse than disco. I don't know why disco gets such a bad rap. Like, disco is the default example of bad music, the way Hitler is the default example of evil. Dude, he's the next Hitler. It's always the next fucking Hitler. Never Pol Pot, never fucking, I don't know, pick another. I don't even know another one. Ivan the Terrible. Was that a wrestler? Or was that a comic strip? I don't. Horrible Haggard. I don't fucking know. Right? See, I don't even have any other examples. Well, whose fault is that, Bill? There's a library right down the street. Oh, go fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always talks about disco and how bad disco was, and there just needed to be a change, man. Right? And then they'll talk about, the Police and all this new wave shit and the punk scene and all that. But what they completely fucking ignore is that right after disco, just immediately the mainstream then went over to, this fucking heavy metal music. That was better than disco. I think it's fucking worse. And I think all these times where they keep saying that there was a big change and that this quality music came out, I don't know if that happens. I think it just, Nirvana comes around and then 4 years later everybody's listening to fucking O-Town, or the mainstream is. It's just this long, tragic, just flat line of shit music. I was watching the shit last night, shit that I used to like, and my jaw was on the ground how fucking bad it was. It was horrible. It was so bad I was texting paragraphs to the sensation, Joe DeRosa. Capitol Records, the guy who built Capitol Records, Joe DeRosa. I'll get a little intimate here with you. I'll read you the text message I fucking wrote Joe. Oh, Joe, where the hell are we? Joe, hair / heavy metal is the worst music ever made. Disco gets a bad rap. Watching Metal Mania on VH1, Guns N' Roses, Queensryche, Wasp, Quiet Riot, David Lee Roth's solo shit. It's fucking god-awful. Yeah, I saw David Lee Roth on his Eat 'em and Smile tour. And I saw that video last night. Going crazy from the heat. That sounds like a song Wahlberg's character would have written with John C. Reilly and Boogie Nights. Remember that? He will rock you and he will roll you. It was that bad. Teenage Frankenstein? I'm a teenage Frankenstein. You're telling me that song is better than More Than a Woman? More than a woman to me. I think arguably I don't know. I can't believe the shit that I used to watch, and I used to listen to this shit around chicks, just hopelessly thinking that this would get me laid, they would think that I was some badass, loner. Bang your head. I mean, the fact that I never got laid in high school, it went away right in that moment. It was this is what I was going to do. I wasn't going to try to make them laugh. I wasn't going to hit on them. I wasn't going to try to jab them. I was just going to play this music around them, and this was going to bring me to the fucking promised land, looking like a fucking teenage Ron Howard. That was my game plan. Is it any wonder I failed? Jesus Christ. And I remember I would be watching it on a big square TV. Just watch it. Lay it down. Lay it down. This fucking horrific fucking music. And my dad would come in and just have his face would just be all twisted up going, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you listening to? You like this shit? And I thought I was a rebel. I mean, he doesn't understand, man. You know what? He totally understood. He totally understood. My dad called it back in '83. Called it jungle music. Said it's a bunch of shit. He told me straight up. He came in, he was like, son, this music you're listening to is fucking horrible. And there was all this shout at the devil. Is anybody really going to sit there and defend that fucking song? Do-do-do. 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 Do-do-do-do-do. You could fucking a 5-year-old could write that on a xylophone. Shout at the devil. Never knew why we were shouting. You know? Blackie Lawless. Blackie Lawless. That was his show name. And he took a radial arm saw and he cut the blade in half and put one blade on one of his forearms and one on the other on these leather, I'm going to do a bunch of dishes in an evil way gloves. And we all thought he was crazy. Dude, can you imagine if he gave you a forearm shiver? It was just, and he used to throw fucking raw meat into the crowd. A couple of them did that. That's why that Lady Gaga covering her clam in that fucking pastrami, it's just been done. You know, comes out in that fucking egg from Mork. I don't know. I've seen the nasally horror act my whole fucking life, you know. Those fucking chicks with the big noses, they can, you know, that's like white people's answer to the big black girl who can sing in church. The chick we bring to that fight is it's the white chick with the big nose. White chicks with big noses can sing. I don't know what it is. Barbara Streisand, it's a riot this thing, right? I don't know. It's like their nose is like that dome at the top of all those concert halls. There you go, Bill. Try to spit it out, you dumb fuck. But I want some emails, people. I want people try to tell me how round and round love will find a way, just give it time. I mean, tell me the musical validity that has over, like, disco. That all those people probably at Comiskey Park, when they blew up those disco records, like fucking 5-6 years later, that's what they were listening to. Nobody's fool, nobody's fool, nobody's fool. I'm no fool. That was a hit. That was a hit in the 80s. Wow. Do I owe my dad an apology? I was sitting there just one video after a Queensryche. I mean, all this stuff that I thought was just fucking unbelievable. You know what? I'm going to get emails this week. It's like, I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be like, people either going to be like, yes, absolutely. There's going to be no middle ground. People are going to 100% agree with me, or I'm going to get punched in the face by Eddie Trunk. I was taken aback. I mean, I hadn't seen those videos in fucking forever. Occasionally I'll go back and I'll look at some old videos, but I mean, a lot of it was like AC/DC, like shit that can, like, you know, I mean, Back in Black is timeless. There's some timeless shit in there. You know, I even watched that Guns N' Roses Sweet Child of Mine, and I thought it was horrible. Whoa, whoa, sweet child of mine. And that little fucking shim-sham dance he was doing, it just was... Oh, and then the emotion he tried to have in the end. Whoa, 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 right? And then he kind of closed his eyes like, I really went somewhere. When I was just fucking horrible. You know, I was right there. I helped hold it up. Def Leppard, pour some sugar on me. I hated that when that fucking came out. And all the ladies liked it, and he came out in his acid-wash jeans. I actually saw him on that tour. Didn't I? Yeah, Reynolds Coliseum. And Tesla opened up. Tesla, which I didn't think they were that bad. They weren't that bad. I don't know. I thought you're supposed to go back and listen to the fucking music of your youth, being like, wow, that was awesome, man. Remember that? And then, you know, that was the first time I tried blow. You know, reminiscing. Actually, first time I ever saw cocaine, saw it being done was at the Providence Civic Center. I saw AC/DC on the Who Made Who tour with Loudness, the Japanese heavy metal band that couldn't speak any English yet sang in English. I just can't imagine the disconnect. I can't imagine like memorizing a bunch of Japanese and going and over there and just singing it and then not knowing what the fuck I was saying. Going out there, and everybody going nuts and just standing there like, I have no idea what I just said. T-shirts are $20. Did I just say that, or did I say, are you ready to rock? I have no fucking idea. Anyways, so I saw them. They opened up. And anyways, we were out in the parking lot, and we're drinking beers, thinking we're crazy. Driving, of course, because it's the 80s. This is right before MAD kicked in. They used to bring, like, wreckage from a fatal drunk driving accident. Did anybody else in high school do that? They actually brought a car from a fatal drunk driving accident, and they dragged it onto the lawn of our campus. If you want to call it a campus, a little island with a tree. They just left it there, and we all just stared at it, trying to figure out how many people were in the car, how many people died, and then we just walked away like, you know, and you're young. You don't give a fuck. 10 minutes later, you're talking about, dude, I'm getting fucking wrecked tonight. Wrecked. That was the word. I'm getting wrecked. Getting destroyed. Hammered. Right? So anyways, we're driving down there. Beer between your legs, as you do. It's the 80s, you know? You fucking lifted weights all that week. Never, all of it above the waist. Curls. Fucking benching. Shoulders. Nobody did squats in the 80s. Nobody did, right? So you got your fucking tight 501 blues on with your little pencil fucking legs, and then your overdeveloped upper body, your stupid gold chain, and you had a beer between your legs. That's how you did it. So we're fucking going down. They were probably on 8 apiece, fucking hammered. I was driving this piece of shit 83 Ford Ranger. I got like 5 fucking drunk friends in the back, which was still not even grounds for getting pulled over. You could just have people in the back like you were bringing fucking turkeys off the slaughter. Nobody gave a shit, right? So we pull in, and right as I pulled up, and I got a parking spot, there was this kid. He had his door open, and he kind of had like a Sammy Hagar meets John Fogerty haircut, blonde hair. And I remember he fucking did a line right as I was pulling up, and I had fortunately had my window up, and he saw me, and he saw we all had AC/DC T-shirts on or whatever, and he just got out of the car, was just like, yeah! Screaming. It's like a haunted house. He came right up to the fucking window, and I was just trying to take it all in, like, okay, how am I supposed to behave around somebody with who's on coke? Does this guy have, like, you know, Hulk strength right now? Is he going to tip over the truck? Anyways, that was the first time I saw blow. I don't even know what the point of all that was. I was just shocked. Look, I know it wasn't all bad, like the early Metallica, you know, right through Injustice for All. I know that stuff was great. But I'll tell you, it is slim fucking pickings, my friends. Slim pickings. I don't even know what to tell you. I mean, I even go back sometimes. I try to listen to Appetite for Destruction. I know that's this watershed fucking moment in that music, but some of those fucking songs. They're out to get me, so you can suck me. Take that one to heart. Ugh. Kill yourself. All right, that ought to get me a lot of fucking criticism. The 1980s. The fucking 80s. Did I nail it, though, by the way? Everyone had the 501 blues. Remember that? Buttonfly, dude. Washed him 3 times and your nuts couldn't breathe. You know? And you wonder why you got all these fucking crazy kids that need to be on drugs now. Hey, what is worse, hair metal or some of that fucking patriotic country music post 9/11? What is worse to you? What is more cringeworthy? You know, Shout at the Devil or that Toby Keith, Uncle Sam's gonna put a boot in your ass? Ugh. Oh my God. Every dime that guy made in that song should have been thrown in his face and then given to the troops. Or something else. Or just, and then a partial of it would be to incinerate any record that track was ever recorded. The most pandering horseshit you could ever come out with. I hope I didn't piss you guys off too much by fucking trashing all that metal shit. You know, I have half those T-shirts, and I went to go see that. I was just embarrassed by some of that shit that I used to listen to. Oh, Jesus, right up until I was like 20, 21. Fucking brutal. What redeemable thing did I have? I did listen to the Beatles, the Doors, the Stones, all that white boy shit. Stevie Ray Vaughan. I did listen to Hendrix. I listened to all the big band swing through my dad. Shit from the 50s. I had such a weird musical upbringing anyways, which was actually good because it was kind of all over the map. I started hanging out with Patrice back in the day. Patrice was the one, rest his soul, got me the... I still remember when he got in that same piece of shit truck that I went to the AC/DC concert in. 7 fucking years later, I'm still driving it, right? Making the sacrifices. Remember that? I told you, you don't get some fucking job and go out and buy a fucking new car. You just change yourself to your cubicle. I always kept I put a new engine in the fucking truck. Had somebody slap that in there for $1,200, pay that down rather than $12,000 for a new car like it was back then. So anyways, I still remember swinging by, picking Patrice up and going into Nick's, and he had the cassette tape of Ready to Die, and him putting that in, telling me that this guy was going to be the next guy. And then through all of that, like, he cured me of all the rap that a white kid liked who lived in a cul-de-sac. And he showed me all of that shit. So I had that whole background. All that stuff fucking held up. But the fucking metal that I listened to. I even watched, like, Lawrence Welk when I was a kid. One of the creepiest shows ever. Even that was fucking thrown in there. And it's funny, like, fucking almost 40 years later, I'll be walking down the street, and all of a sudden Winchester Cathedral will be going through my head. Winchester Cathedral, bo-do-do-do-do, you're bringing me down. Am I really going to sing this? You could have done something. My baby left town. What is that, Seth Rogen? Green Lantern? Is that what it is? One of those fringe superheroes? I don't like that movie, and I love Seth Rogen, but I don't like that movie. I don't want to watch a bumbling superhero. Like, what is this gun? Oh, did I just almost shoot my foot off? I want you to be the shit. All right? Why won't Hollywood show me a guy that makes me want to be that guy? Like they used to back in the day. I'm so sick of they're even making superheroes like nerdy and unsure of themselves. Spider-Man was never nerdy and unsure of himself. He had a fucking smoking hot, tits and ass, raven-haired fucking beauty that he was banging every night. He wasn't afraid of shit. They used to pretend to be nerds. That was their alter ego, where they sat there, Clark Kent. Oh, how are you? Like the white guy on all those Def Jam bits. Peter Parker, walking around with his stupid, getting yelled at by Jameson, where he could have just shot some fucking cobwebs right into his goddamn mouth. Now they got to make him everyman. I'm sick of it. I've had enough of this. It's a goddamn disease in this business. All right?
And I don't know. It started off great with those Judd Apatow movies. I loved 40-Year-Old Virgin. Those were all great. And then Hollywood's just like, oh, let's just do that and only that forever. I'm sick of it. Enough already. I want a superhero who's the shit. I want to see, what happened to those guys? Everybody's a fucking nerd now. You know what? I think this is the beginning of the end of the nerd. I think the nerd has had its run on TV and on cinema. I mean, they have so explored the nerd on that show, The Office, that half the people on there, they're playing borderline retarded. You know, there's like two characters on The Office who sit around with their mouths hanging open when they're not even talking. And I can't fucking watch it. I'm sick of it. You know, there needs to be more. They got to swing it back to fucking Animal House, Caddyshack. You know, how funny was Chevy Chase in Caddyshack? Guy was the shit. He had $100,000 checks laying around. He's banging all these hot broads, and he was still fucking funny. I don't understand. What do they think? I saw the trailer for, is it Green Hornet, Green Lantern? I don't know what the Green Lantern. That sounds really wrong to me now. If you guys know anything about me, I can never get the fucking names right. Green Hornet, is that what it is? Okay, now I've gone on YouTube a long time ago just because I was interested in the car. I believe it's a Chrysler Imperial. And he was the shit. And Bruce Lee was his sidekick. That's how much of the shit that guy was. Bruce Lee was his Robin. All right? And you fast forward it 45 fucking years. Now the Asian dude is looking at Green Lantern, and as far as I can tell, Seth Rogen is basically going to be like the white cop on fucking Sanford and Son. What's going off? How does this gun work? Wow, that was a big explosion. You know, he's like the that mousy black girl in Police Academy. You know, is he going to have the "don't move, dirtbag" move at the end of the movie when he finally grows in to being a superhero? And let me guess, he has to save the Asian, so you have a little bit of fucking wax on, wax off there. Is that what the fuck's going on? You know what? Fuck that movie. Not fuck Seth Rogen. I love Seth Rogen, but fuck that movie. I'm not going to go see it. I don't want to see, you know. Like Seth Rogen, he gets himself in shape. People still call him a fat ass. He isn't. He got himself in shape. He gets to play a superhero. He earned it. And he still has to play this wishy-washy, unsure of himself. You know? Fuck that movie. Or what I perceived to be old when he got on. He was probably like 34 at the time, which was ancient to me. And now at my age, I would love to be fucking 34 again. Oh, to be that age. You know what's great about when I was 34? I could run like a fucking 7.940 when I was 30. When I was 34, it was a very good year. My fucking dog just licked the bottom of my foot. It's a goddamn freak. I didn't have a dog that shit on the floor or needed to go outside. I did what I wanted. I went down water slides when I was 34. What's up, Cleo? How you doing? You know how psyched I was to see you? You know I was psyched to see you? Because you were psyched to see me. You're always psyched to see me, aren't you? You know my dog actually misses me? Comes into the bedroom at night and it fucking looks around for me. Then it runs into my little office area looking for me. Right? If I'm not around, who are you going to wrestle with? Let me see if I can get you to moan. You won't do it. You know what you are? You like that fucking frog and Bugs Bunny. Yeah, then all of a sudden I bring you in somewhere. Hey, Cleo. Let me see if I can get you to howl. You want to go outside? Cleo. This is going to be worth it, people. Just listen. Cleo. You want to go outside? Huh? Cleo? Cleo. Hey. She's getting psyched. Cleo. You want to go outside? Cleo. Cleo. I wanted to howl. Come on. Cleo. You want to go outside? Cleo? Would you fucking do it, please? Cleo. You want to go outside? You want to go outside? Cleo. Oh, you're fucking burning me right now. Cleo. Hey, fuckhead. Cleo. You want to go outside? Cleo. You know what? Go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ, what was that, 3 minutes? You blew it. Cleo. Why won't you howl for these people? And in conclusion, there is no podcast this week. I regret to inform you. Don't come over now. Don't come over now. You want some food? You want to go outside? Cleo. I'm going to give one more temp. Cleo, you want to go outside? Cleo. Ah, Jesus Christ. You know what this is like? You know what you mean right now? It's like, you know the hot chick that'll never fuck you? And she just keeps giving you a glimmer of hope and you keep coming back. You keep coming back. Whatever. I still love you, Cleo. You know, even though you just made me look like a fucking asshole. You really did. That was literally the Bueller. Anybody? Anybody? All right, that concludes my statement. That's the statement I'm sticking by. It's all in the police report, as Tiger Woods would say.
The reason that Nia is here is
Why am I here?
we're going to do a game show of sorts right now. Basically, what it was is it's always funny to watch politicians when they're running for a certain office try to sort of politically correct their way through a tough question to answer something.
They never answer the question.
Tactfully. They never answer the question. They never answer the question truthfully, that's for certain. So we were thinking we should do a game show where we get random, really hard questions thrown at us being Bill and Greer and myself, and the goal is you have to answer these questions truthfully, but without losing any votes. That's the trick. The second we smell bullshit, you get buzzed by the other players. And the second you spin it too hard into something else, you get buzzed. But also, if you're too brutally honest, you get buzzed too. So we understand the rules.
We're basically sitting around going, these fucking politicians, they never answer questions. And then we're like, well, if you actually answered them honestly, you'd lose votes. And then we started talking shit, going, I could fucking do that. So now we're going to see.
All right. So here's how it works.
Do it. Go ahead.
Nia's going to ask the question. She's going to pull them randomly out of that. Some of them are easier than others, right? Mm-hmm. We'll go in order. Billy will get asked the question first. While he's answering his question, Nia, myself, and you, Greer, will act as the judges. Okay. When it's my turn,
how many points
you, Billy,
do you get?
Nia, judge, and so on.
This feels like when the electricity goes out and you're like, fuck, we got to play a board game here.
We'll give one point per question, fuck it, and you got like 17 seconds to answer it. All right? Wow. So.
No, we're very accurate. We do a lot of research here.
Okay. So here we are. This is Who Wants to Be a Politician? All right.
It feels like college radio. Fuck that. We did a great job for 2 hours and 40 minutes. There's going to be some shit.
This is where the show might jump the shark, but maybe not. I don't know. This might be funny. All right.
All right, Nia, let's...
With our host, Nia.
All right, so the first question.
For who?
For you, Bill Burr.
Okay.
Do Jews run the media?
Oh, wow, you hit me fucking hard right off the bat. Well, I would definitely say that there are a lot of Jews in the media, but to suggest that they're all working as one is a little too, I don't know, there's a lot of them. But no, I'd say that they don't. Why? I didn't say anything anti-Semitic.
You backpedaled at the end.
But there's a bunch of Irish guys who are cops. You know what I'm saying? Everybody picks something that they run.
Well, you know what? You should have said that as your answer, and you would have gotten a point.
Really? You know what? You should stop being so smug. Shut up. You gotta stop being so smug, like you're fucking up by 50 points.
His time's
Wait a second, though. Where's the timer, though?
I'm holding it right here.
All right.
Hold the
So
timer.
you kind of included that last part.
Question. You gotta keep it going.
All right, next question.
Uh-oh. Who's this one, for
For
Greer?
Greer.
Okay.
For Greer Barnes.
Greer Barnes.
Greer Barnes trying to get elected.
Are Asian people rude?
I wouldn't say that Asian people are rude.
It's over.
No, I'm just saying.
You just lost Chinatown.
You know, it's just really, honestly hard to understand them at times.
And that explains.
And that explains why.
That's rude. That's rude,
Not
right?
rude. They speak loud because there's a lot of them. So, yeah, and they're all talking,
what?
so they
It's
have
getting
to,
worse and worse.
I don't, because they always go like that when they talk. You know, like that's all I'm saying.
Neither one of us is getting. All right, Joe, you're the fucking big shot.
It's 17 seconds and up. When I went that was 17 seconds.
Oh, yeah, and it's horrendous. Do you have a buzzer sound over there, Danny, so we don't have to listen to Joe's version of a woman coughing? All right, what do you got for Joe?
All right, for Joe DeRosa. Sweatshops. Do you care? They're so far away, aren't they?
They are very far away. I think it is definitely an unjust policy that's going on over there, and I don't think that it should be happening. But then again, we all need sneakers, so you know.
Dude, you had it right there. You had it. You should have bailed right there.
Where are the places where there are sweatshops? The Philippines?
There you go.
Taiwan? All that stuff.
I don't know. As long as Foot Locker's full, I'm cool.
Oh,
I almost had a point. I did blow it. That sucks. All right.
Here's a good one for you, Bill.
Okay, I can do this.
Are women funny?
All right, go ahead. Next one.
All right, Greer, you're up.
That was brilliant.
All right.
He gets a point for that, right? That was
Greer.
brilliant. Yes. Oh, man.
Mexicans. What's the big deal? They were here first, right?
I'm going to have to say no, they weren't here first. They weren't called Mexicans then.
Wow. There goes and Tex-Mex. All that shit's gone.
Let them go. and you let them go. Go back across the border.
Jeez,
Greer, what
would
are
you
running
buzz
for?
him? Jesus Christ.
Danny, you're falling asleep at the wheel here.
How far's he got to go before he gets disqualified?
All right.
All right, Joe.
Yes.
Why do black guys have to be so loud?
I don't know, but
You
it's
should be asking the black man that.
it's kind of annoying. It's nothing against black guys themselves, but they are loud and they do yell a lot. It's kind of
Yeah. Thank you. Not good.
I don't be yelling.
Okay.
All right, Bill.
Yep.
At what age does someone become useless, and what should we do about it?
I would say 86 if you can't drive. And come on, dude. I mean, I can't even get halfway through it. Who votes after 86?
just to keep score. No points. Nobody has any points right now.
You got it. You had half a point. All right, this is the last round here.
Oh, Jesus
All right, Greer.
Christ, man.
Do you support the troops?
Absolutely. I just don't support the war.
Oh, dude, you
Perfect.
There you go. Okay.
No, that was
Very
perfect.
That was good. All right.
1 point for Greer.
1 point for
It's
Greer.
gonna be a black president. Come on, Joe. Step
Okay,
it up.
Joe. Gay marriage, yay or nay?
Yay. Of
Yay.
course, I
Can
think
you
it
buzz
makes
him
more
just to
sense.
say yay? You fucking tag. Yay.
It was written in the question, though. It says yay or nay.
And Joe wrote the fucking questions.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Are we still doing this? 'Cause
Let's
it's
do one
really-
more quick
one
round, and then
more?
we'll go to
All right.
the
All
porn
right.
stuff.
Bill, didn't we do more with this land than the Indians ever would have?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're getting shit-faced out on the fucking reservation, so... I mean... What, you guys don't want honesty in your politicians? Okay? I'm Bill Burr. I say how it is. I say how it is.
I can't believe...
If you can't handle the truth, then I'm not the one that you want to
I
have as your
can't believe
senator.
you led that off with, yeah, absolutely. You fucking smug prick. Yeah, absolutely. Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh, brilliant.
All right.
All right, so...
One more for Greer, one more for me, and we're
Okay.
done.
Oh, all right.
Uh-oh.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I thought we were stopping
Joe, you
after this
have
one.
to win.
All right, Greer. Ooh. Is it time for a female president?
Absolutely.
This motherfucker gets all the easy
No, but
fucking questions.
Oh, yeah, why not? I mean,
You're
yeah,
answering honestly,
absolutely.
though?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's answering easily.
No, I'm answering honestly. Why not?
I believe him.
Seriously.
I believe him.
No, he's sincere.
Greer, are you currently in a relationship?
Yeah.
Are you happy?
Next
See,
question.
you don't want a female president. That was his fucking Watergate.
Just for the dude.
My relationship has nothing to do with how I feel.
No, we're running out of time. We have to get to bad porno.
Just for the warmth that he said honestly with. Okay.
All right. So, Joe, you think two guys making out is disgusting, don't you?
I absolutely do not. I think it's a beautiful thing, and two men should be able to love each other instead of doing.
Dude, you just lost all the red states. You lost all the fucking red states. Greer Barnes with 2 points.
Greer Barnes wins. All right.
I can't get my car back to my girl. I just realized I said I'd be home by like 2:30, so we really gotta wrap this up here.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up on this one.
Oh God, then we got to do relationships. Let's talk about that. You're not married. You're 43. Not married. Do you want to get married? How did you...
I would love to get married, but I am fucking terrified of getting married, and especially in this state. It's fucking ridiculous. It's a no-fault state.
Right.
They can, if they hang around for 10 years, you got to pay for them for the rest of their fucking... Like, Kuby has to pay for that woman for the rest of his life. I know a lot of people are going, oh, well, he has the money. All right, but it's the principle of the thing. You're a fucking adult. Get a goddamn job.
You're a capable, able-bodied...
job. And stop writing these fucking independent woman songs and like we can do everything that you can fucking do, and then all of a sudden when it's advantageous to just be like, oh, I'm just a girl, I can't do stuff, that you can fucking get away with that. It's complete fucking bullshit. It's complete fucking bullshit. I worked 20 years to get where the fuck I'm at, and I can lose it all if the person I'm with, which I have no control over, just decides, I'm gonna bang the guy across the street and you're gonna fucking pay for my life for the rest of my life.
Jesus. Wow.
Go, and it's totally legal.
Yeah. What a racket.
It's bullshit.
So how long have you been with your girlfriend?
8 years. I'm basically married the way I want to be married. I have no intentions of leaving.
It's like Carlin.
I'm actually trying to think right now. I'm like, look, I'm never going to leave her, so I don't have to worry about a marriage failing. But there's always the fly in the ointment if she decides to leave, and it's just like.
Right.
All of a sudden, I'm in my 50s and I got to sleep on a fucking futon.
Yeah.
These goddamn fucking women in the crowd, when you bring it up, they go like, that's right, that's right. It's like me bringing up domestic violence. Somebody hits somebody and I go, that's right.
That's what you get.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, God.
And they go, oh, well, you shouldn't have married her. They just blame you. It's like, oh, well, you shouldn't have wore that short skirt. What the fuck is wrong with you? A bad law is a bad law. These divorce laws are fucking ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
They're fucking ridiculous. And then people have to, guys have to organize. There's got to be some sort of pushback. You went from the rule of thumb to this fucking shit. No fault. You can blow the guy across the street and I got to pay for your life. And I got to move out of this house, you fucking cunt. Are you serious? And all people will hear is, that's hateful towards women. You said cunt. No, that is the definition of a cunt who would do something like that. It's fucking ridiculous. It's unbelievable. So now I can't get married because this fucking law won't change. And I'm waiting for someone else to do it because I just like yelling about it. No, it's ridiculous. I had a buddy of mine. He fucking made a ton of money. When he was working construction and he started doing entertainment at night and he got into the business and his wife's going, why don't you stop fucking around? You need to make more money. It was just a bitch to him the whole time. He ends up fucking making it. Right? They get a divorce. Okay, and in the divorce process, I supported him.
Yeah.
I did all this. I'm used to a certain lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's what I love too. I'm used to a certain lifestyle. Two people are in a relationship that fails.
Yeah.
And one person gets to continue living as if it didn't fail. While the other person who doesn't get to live the lifestyle has to pay for that fucking lifestyle.
Jesus.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Jesus,
and it's straight across the board. Britney Spears, when she got divorced from that backup fucking dancer, she built that guy a studio. He still couldn't make a hit. What the fuck more does she have to do for this guy? And then she gives him all this money, sits around. What does he do? Becomes a fat fuck, sitting eating goddamn Doritos all day in some $3,000 tracksuit that she paid for. It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. So no, I'm not married. There you go. End it on that. It's not going to get better than that.
That's fucking perfect. Bill, Burr, thank you so much, man.
All right, there you go.
Sincerely. Are you going to say keep it crispy? You don't have to. That's how we end the show.
I always think it's funny when you say that.
What? Keep it crispy.
I'm on Pete Holmes. You made it weird.
Keep it crispy.
Keep it crispy, motherfuckers. Yeah! All right, see ya.
Now leaving Nerdist.com.
I live in the past a lot. I do. Every morning when I take my dog for a walk, I listen to fucking music. And half the time, I'm always fantasizing that it's me singing it and playing. Like, do you guys do that shit? Like, you're, like a utility infielder that can, like, play any position? Like, I can play every instrument when I'm listening to the song, and whoever is the standout in that moment of the song, whether it be the singer, or the fucking tambourine player, whatever's stealing my focus, that's who I am. And half the time, I'm doing it 30 years ago in my high school auditorium, and the whole school is going, wow, that guy is awesome. And every once in a while, I'll actually step out of the fantasy and go, Bill, there's really something fucking wrong with you. And then I just laugh, Oh, I throw my head back and I cackle. And then my dog looks at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then she takes a shit and I pick it up. That's my morning. That's how my morning works. Then I come back and I make myself a little breakfast. Hey, by the way, I was just going to ask you something.
Okay.
What were we just talking? I have no memory anymore. What were we just talking about?
You think you were the one smoking pot?
I know. Oh, don't even get them going. No, you know what? I only got like 10 emails, and I know there's a ton of people who smoke weed who listen to this. So most people followed the rules, which was is basically don't take the podcast seriously, don't name any names, all of that shit.
Yeah.
But no, I had a bunch of people. They thought I was on some self-righteous thing because I haven't drank since October, even though I'm a self-admitted booze bag. And even though I said on the podcast, there's nothing wrong with smoking weed. I don't give a shit if you smoke more of it. Right. But my point is, stop acting like it's this, like, what is the fucking word?
Harmless.
Not harmless, just like there's no side effects. Like
right.
Like there's all this. This is the shit that's out there about weed. That it's not addictive. I drive better when I'm on it.
How is that?
I don't know, dude. It's like everything's in focus, man. They hate that voice.
Hey, man.
Hey, man. Potheads, man. It's like when they drive down the street, man, it's just like not only you're focused on the road, you're taking in nature. Like all that shit and acting like it's the answer to all the universe's fucking problems. That shit. That's all I was talking about. I understand that the same way someone can, enjoy getting fucked up, drinking booze, and not be an alcoholic, have it under control, but every once in a while, they go out and get ripped up on the weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And it also has to do with your age, too. If you're in your fucking 20s, you're still getting blasted Friday, Saturday night, that's fine, but you just put the kids to bed and you're hitting a fucking bong every night. I mean, come on. You got an issue. I had this dude, right? And this is the thing. This is like, maybe I'm jealous as a fucking booze bag here. It's just nobody gives, like, if you're fucking a pothead, people think it's funny.
Right.
There's just something that's considered funny about it. But, like, you watch, like, Intervention. Okay? They have alcoholics. They have people on meth, cokeheads, heroin. They got everything. There's not been one fucking pothead.
Because they don't do anything exciting when they're high. When you're
Is that what it
pothead,
is?
you don't do anything exciting. You sit around, you watch TV, you giggle, you eat.
Right. And then
that's
you know what happens?
You go
and
to
if you're
movies,
not, if you're not careful, 2.5 decades goes by,
right?
And you're in your early 40s,
and you're
going,
still sitting on the couch.
Yeah, still watching fucking Snagglepuss, eating fucking Doritos. That's the thing.
Yeah,
that was a joke.
It's not nearly as it's not nearly as dramatic and exciting as someone who's on meth.
There's no mothers against weed, man. And there's nobody, like when the cops pull you over, there's no weed breathalyzer. You can be fucking baked out of your mind. What can they do to you?
They don't have any kind of roadside test to see if you're stoned?
I remember they talked about doing something like that. But when they have those roadblocks set up at night, none of it's for weed. All it is for fucking booze.
Right.
Look, this is what kills me, okay? I got an email this week, all right? This guy tells me, he goes, first of all, man, you should read. I just do it because it annoys the shit out of him.
I laugh every time at that. I think it's funny.
This guy goes, you should probably read up a little bit on weed, man, before you go off on it. And he said that I can smoke 3.5 grams of weed and be fully functional and drive a car or operate machinery.
What is
I don't know. Look,
3.5 grams. I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
A joint?
Let's just say it is a joint, which I think it's a little more than that.
Okay.
All right. But let's just say it is that.
Right.
You smoke a joint, you're fucking high.
You're high.
Not fully functional. He's confusing his tolerance
with being fully functional. Fully functional is getting 8 hours sleep. You wake up stone sober. And even if you want to get to the letter of the law, it's like 3 nights in a row of 8 hours sleep, just in case you only got 4 nights a few nights ago. For you to totally be 100% eating healthy, that's fully functional. All right?
Yeah.
Smoking 3.5 grams of fucking weed, you're not fully functional.
Yeah,
You might have an amazing tolerance, but you're not as good as the you at 0.0. That's what I'm saying. Or like this dude who sends me an email and he goes, yeah, people just, they definitely abuse weed. He goes, but they're not like me, where he goes, I just I pack a bowl every night before I go to bed, take a couple of puffs, and then I go to sleep. This dude does that every fucking night. Now,
what is the point of that? If you're just going to smoke and then go to sleep.
Now, I might be ignorant, but to me it sounds like he's using it as like this sedative, like this sleep
like instead
aid.
of Ambien or something. Or maybe it's just his way to unwind. I don't know. That seems every night, though?
Which is fine. But it goes back to my point where if I had a couple, I'd have to drink probably like a couple of beers to get what probably feels like, a couple of puffs of weed, right? Yes? No?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. If I was doing that every night, if every night you was laying here in bed and I would go over here, hey, man, just going to have a couple of Budweisers, and I was sitting here with that fucking happy hat with the straws going in my mouth.
Yeah, I'd be like, why are you doing this every night?
Every night.
What's the matter with you?
365 fucking days a year.
I would say that to you if you were smoking weed every single night, too. Why do you feel the need to smoke weed every single night?
Let me ask you this. What if I only, to argue the pothead side, what if I only had 2 beers?
Versus?
Every night. I didn't drink at all.
Uh-huh.
On the weekends, I never got shit-faced. Just every night before I went to bed, I drank 2 beers.
I would think that was weird.
You would think it was weird?
Yeah.
Why are you so uptight, man?
And I think smoking weed is great. I love to smoke weed. It's fun, but I think smoking every single day is a little excessive. And I feel like if you talk to anybody who used to smoke that frequently and who doesn't anymore, I think they will tell you that they probably feel more motivated or less depressed or something. It does have effects on you.
Okay, that's all. I went over the top, as always, because that always shakes a few people out of the trees, and then they go, let me tell you something, and they fire up the emails, which fuels the podcast. Who's kidding who? But, that's all I'm saying, is that the thing that I can't stand about fucking weed is that people act like there's no consequences to smoking it, and if anything, it expands, like your creativity and all that type of shit. I think it's like anything. Maybe initially it does, but after a while, or maybe if you do it within fucking reason, yes. But I've seen, up close and personal with nameless fucking people. I've watched. I told that story of what's-his-face, who I'm not going to say who fucking hit the dude with the car at work because he thought he had it in neutral, but he had it in gear, and he hit the guy in the fucking head.
Yeah.
And he's still, still, he's going, dude, the weed isn't the problem. And it's just, and he gets high every fucking day. I remember one time we went on a road trip, and just to fuck with him, right? We were driving on this road trip, and he goes to, to break out his fucking shit, right? And we go, no, dude, you can't. It's a rental car. You can't smoke. And he goes, all right, well, pull over. Like, dude, we're not pulling over. And you're not smoking on this trip. Dude, the fucking panic that he went, he's like, dude, fucking let me out. Let me out then. I'm done. I'm not going on this road trip. He absolutely lost his fucking shit. And it'd be like, if somebody said I can't drink, if I wasn't driving, I couldn't drink in the car. Dude, don't drink and drive. I'd be like, all right, dude, yeah, you fucking goddamn Mary. Fine, I won't. But this guy was like, it was like he was having a physical fucking, he was a panic attack.
Right.
If he couldn't smoke his fucking weed. Now, I'm not saying everybody who smokes weed's like that, but what I'm saying is that shit is never fucking reported. The same way when I break your ovaries about the whole, the women image on TV, like they always showing you guys as victims or accomplishing stuff, but they never show the gold-digging whore. See, I had you right then until I attacked women.
Yeah. I gotta go.
Oh, it was going good. All right. Well, thank you for stopping by the podcast.
Oh, sure, anytime.
Yeah, you can get ready when you have to get here.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Like I said, I don't want to distract you. And plus, you start picking on me.
Have you heard? That's the real reason. I'm just saying, stop acting what I'm doing here is any sort of an art. All right. Well, have fun tonight. Okay. Thanks. All right. So back to the damn. So all right. So all you, not all you potheads, just the 10 that fucking wrote into me. Sorry, the electrolytes again. Yeah, I was breaking. Can any pothead out there just be fucking honest with that and at least admit that maybe it isn't you? That at least you've had a fucking friend of yours who, like, discovered weed, liked it, really liked it, and then it just became their motivation when they got up. All right? It's fucking unreal to me that the third week in a row on the podcast, I have to act like this person, exists to the world. Everybody knows this fucking guy. All right? But he's never talked about, and I want to know why none of these fucking burnouts are brought on to intervention. That's what I want him to see. Just some kid sitting there past, in a fucking weed fog, couple of hacky sacks in the background, his dirty surfer shorts, just fucking toasted out of his fucking mind, and that's all he's been doing for 5, 6 critical years in his 20s. Hasn't finished college. Wake and bake. That guy. Come on. Everybody, I'm sick of it. All that horse shit. It comes from the ground, man. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying. But whatever. I guess I'm becoming too prudish on this podcast. This guy writes, "Hey, Bill, what the fuck happened? You bashing hot sluts on South Beach last week? You stopped drinking? You're talking shit about pot like you're fucking Alan Thicke." I didn't know. Does he talk shit about him? About pot, I mean? You know that life is a drag. For Christ's sake, you grew up in New England. You know what I'm talking about. 9 months of shitty weather. Your boss is a prick. All you have to look forward to is the weekend to let loose and unwind. Dude, I totally get that. I totally get that. I work for myself, and I still want to get bombed out of my fucking tree. He says, "Quit talking shit about pot, would you? Pussy, drugs, and alcohol are all good things. Take care, pal." Yeah, dude, I totally agree with that shit, but you know what I'm saying. First of all, if I go down to South Beach and all I do is talk about how hot the women are, that will be informative, that will be obvious, and that will be 1 minute of the podcast. Everybody knows they're hot down there. But if I talk to them, if I say that they're whores and they look like a bunch of goddamn prostitutes walking down the street, that gives me like 8 minutes of shit to go off on. All right? Jesus Christ, do I have to break down the whole process for you people? You haven't figured out. It's it's not a lot of levels to this podcast. You give me a topic, I fucking go off on it with very little knowledge. It annoys people who are informed on the subject, and then they send me emails in, and then I just yell at them, even if they've proven their point. That's basically it. All right.
My expectation for human behavior in a crowd is very, very low. I mean, come on. People are assholes, I've been all over the map politically, but it's why certain ways of looking at shit. Like when people talk about guns.
Well, let's just make them illegal, and then nobody will have them.
Like that sort of thought process is you're acting as though the world is a utopia, and that there's not morons, and that there's not people who say, "I don't give a fuck what the rules are." You're totally not even taking into consideration sociopaths. Which is why that new fucking thing that Obama signed, that whole defense package where now they can just arrest people without a trial, put you in jail forever. Without a trial, because they just think you're a fucking terrorist. You can't give people that level of power. Historically, no one has ever handled that level of power well. Anybody here want to go live in China? Well, you're out there practicing your nunchucks, wearing your wooden slippers, and all of a sudden a van pulls up and you disappear and that's it forever? You want to live there? Of course you don't. You want to live here where they can't fucking do it. Well, they can do it now. They just put in a fucking order for a bunch of black vans. That's what I heard. According to holyshit.com, that's what's going down. I don't understand why stuff at that level that affects citizens to that level, why we don't get to vote on it. Do you think it's because we'd say, hey, you know what? Fuck that. Do you understand, like, that is just a jump-off point? Do you think, like, that's just how it's going to stop?
Well, as long as you're not a terrorist, then you ain't got a fucking problem.
You think it's just going to stop with that? That's not how you take away freedom. You don't just fucking do it all in one fell swoop. It's incremental. Next thing you know, you're in goal line D going, how the fuck did I end up in this situation? You started at the 50. Little push, little pull, right? Everything was fine. Next thing you know, you're up against the goal line. You think that they're just going to keep it with the terrorist thing? You know, they'll wait for a whole nother generation of babies to be born, and they always grew up with government having that level of power. Then they add something else to it. Then they add something else. Then that's it. You can't have it, okay? If Tiger Woods can't handle the level of free pussy on a golf tour, how the fuck is our government going to handle a new defense package which basically gave them a mute button? If you had that power, how long before you just started abusing that? If you could just hit mute on anybody who ever disagreed with you, and you could have them whisked away. I mean, that is the sociopath's wet dream. That's what that is. That is a fucking mute button.
Mr. Stalin, don't you think?
That's it. You hit mute. You're done. You're gone. See ya. I think it's fucking insane. And the only thing that I get out of it is that I feel like I was proven correct. That I don't think it matters at that level whether you vote Democrat or Republican. Obama, the first black president ever, you would think this would be the most liberal politician in the history of this country. Because of his background, you would think that he signed off on that shit. All right? I'm telling you. I don't know what happens when you become president, but I think they let you peek just enough behind the curtain. And there is a fucking agenda that we are moving towards. Because I don't think it fucking matters. I really don't. Which is why I always vote for the Ralph Nader, Ron Paul, all those guys that all those fucking idiots go,
oh, because you did that, you ruined the election.
Really? Did I? I feel like those guys wouldn't have signed shit like that. I feel like their track record shows that they would not sign shit like that. I don't know. I imagine I'm going to get a ton of fucking emails. I remember somebody was yelling at me one time saying that because I voted for Ralph Nader in 2000, that's why George W. Bush won. And they were just going on and on and on about it. And I was like, dude, I live in New York. Al Gore won my state. Okay? Do you understand that? So your whole fucking theory right now is out the window. I voted for Ralph Nader in New York, and Al Gore still won the state. So go fuck yourself. What I'm trying to do, Mr. fucking red and blue tie here, I'm trying to fucking encourage more people like that to run. You know? Uncorruptible. How far can you get if you're uncorruptible? I would say that you can get to the whatever level politics is when you decide whether or not they should put a gazebo in the center of town. I think once you get beyond that, you got to be a little dirty, right?